Nagbabalik ang MPL Philippines for the second series of the day. MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free games for all. Mythical raffle draw. Diyan ko kayong gustong pumunta, iscan ang code. Bakit nga ba? Kasi gusto ko kayong manalo ng mga skins and diamonds. All you have to do, sagutin ang ating mga katanungan doon. Sobrang dali lang. Pwede nyo i-predict kung sino yung mananalo, kung ano nga bang heroes gamit ng isang player, para manalo kayo ng mga in-game items. Hindi lang yan, meron din tayong live watching rewards. Just for watching, pwede kayong manalo ng in-game prizes, diamonds worth $5.99, skins, first 30,000 na makascan ng code na yan, at ma-fill up yung form correctly, will get a prize. Kung nanalo ka today, pwede ka rin manalo bukas, one per day lang, para naman may chance sa iba. Na MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with Smart free games for all. Get 1 gig a day for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more. Plus 1 gig a day for 7 days. Just dial *123# or download the GigaLife app and choose free games. Ang makakasama natin ngayon dito sa panel, narito sila Leo and Rockhart. Hello! Kamusta kayo ngayon? It's the second series for today.
Nice to be back on the panel, and of course, nice to see you again here, Mara and Rockhart. I'm so excited. Execration versus LPE.
Yep, I'm very happy to actually break it down for these guys. Watching Execration win yesterday was no mean feat. That was a close game. So I wonder if that's going to be happening here today as well.
Yan ang ating matchup for today. We have Execration versus LPE. Ang EXE kahapon, they just beat their rival. Ito yung na talagang ang ingay nila sa social media, and now they're coming in today, waking up on the right side of bed with a smiling face. Kilalanin natin mga manlalaro ng Execration. Na 2-1 ng Execration ng kanilang rival na Next Play Esports. Ano nga ba, Rockhart, yung magandang ipinakita nila kahapon?
I think Execration, they really drafted very well, especially on Game 2. Game 3 was super close. Despite the great draft by NXP, nagawan ng paraan ng Execration by just pure mechanics. And that's what's so impressive about this team. Palagi na lang talaga, pag binigyan mo sila ng opportunity, laging tumatalon agad sila, and Chaknu definitely is sa mga highlight new players ng team na to.
What that reminds me of is the veteran experience of Execration. Nakalimutan ba natin na dugong obs yan? Dugong season 1 pa lang yan. Nandyan na sila. And if ever, I may say, round 1 pa lang naman to ng NXP versus Execration this season 7. Parang kinulang ako. Ako, promise. Ako lang yun na medyo, I was a little nabitin, sabihin natin. Parang gusto ko pa. Nabitin ako sa 3 games.
Oy, ngayon, mas makikita natin sila, at siguradong ang kanilang mga manlalaro woke up today na sobrang saya. Tignan natin ang lineup for today. E2 Max, Chaknu, Renjo, Kelra, and Kiel VJ.
And again, Renjo, you gotta watch out for this guy. Pakito, tingin ko mabanto mamaya, no?
Yeah, especially not just that, kasi pwede nila i-flex yun eh. And that's what's so crazy and so scary about this lineup. Save for Kelra, lahat sila veterano na sa MPL. And speaking of which, Kelra himself, hindi siya galaw rookie eh. Kahapon, sobrang ginag-ML na ML si Kelra kahapon. And kung maalala ninyo, yung final winner's cam ng Execration, siya ang nandoon. And yeah, to be honest, it was a little too much for some people, pero that's showmanship. That's showmanship. And I love that this rookie here, si Kelra, ramdam niya. So, ang hype yata, ang rivalry, Kelra versus Rene J. Gotta give it kudos to the rookie. Di ba, Kelra took this match, took this day.
Pero talaga may pinapatunayan naman talaga itong si Kelra. He can talk the talk and walk the walk. Ang makakalaban nila today, this young team is hoping to bounce back and get the W. Let's welcome Laos Playbook Esports. LPE, well, they're coming off a loss. How can you break down their performance so far ngayong season 7? Are you happy with what you've been seeing? Ano ba ang kulang? Rockhart.
I think LPE has been having some communication issues probably.
Communication.
And I think naging big factor yun. Iba talaga yung ramdam mo yung katabi mo yung nagko-call instead of narinig mo lang sa tenga mo. So ngayon wala nang ganun, wala nang issue ganun. Is that going to change what's happening to LPE? Magbabago ba yung trajectory nila? Yung gusto ko makita sa laban na to.
Communication din ba sa tingin mo ang kulang?
I think they have their communication down. LPE feels like a team. Again, they were built from the ground up. They have been together for the better part of a year now. And they're a team that, whether online or offline, I feel like may ibubuga sila. If there's anything I love about LPE right now, is the fact that they still have good vibes. Despite having everything that happened across the past couple of weeks, the past month, it's very difficult for all of us, honestly, in the Philippines, around the world. Ang nakuha kong vibes sa LPE is parang professional pa rin sila. Laban pa rin kung laban. And again, under their leadership, and of course, looking at how they were introduced. Diba parang nakikita ko sa mukha nila, sa mata nila na parang, game pa, okay pa, week 2 pa lang naman, week 3 pa lang naman eh. Kaya pa to.
Yan dapat ang kailangan. Dapat palaging good vibes. Talagang maaapektuhan kung ano nga ba yung laro mo. Depende sa mood mo at sa mindset mo. Ngayon, kilalanin na natin kung sino nga ba ang maglalaro. Ngayong araw na ito, Jake the Dog, Aspect, Arvs, Royota, and Bimo.
And I think Jake the Dog, again, one of the most underrated players in the league.
Why
Especially pag, I think na the blind side kasi, pag nakita nyo yung mga teams, minsan titignan mo agad yung jungle. Isipin mo, jungler bida. Pero hindi, nagagawa niya yun from a different position. And I really like that with Jake the Dog.
Yep. Yeah, again, jungler, that's Aspect. And of course, you have large expectations. But yeah, Jake the Dog here, I really do hope people pay more attention to him, give him the spotlight. And despite what Coach Panda says, pangit yung ugali. Diba? That's what he says when we talk to him about Jake the Dog. His ugali is always pangit. But that's a joke. That's how much they love each other. I really do believe this player has so much more to give.
LPE and Execration, they're looking to improve their standings. And this head-to-head is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with the new Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999 pesos. EXE, LPE, well, back-to-back or bounce back. Itong EXE, fresh off a win kahapon, now 2-2 record, looking for a back-to-back consecutive wins. LPE naman wants to bounce back and improve their win kasi ngayon may 1 win, 2 losses sila, 33% match win rate, number 5 ngayon sa ating Group B. If we're taking a look at the team comparison right now, yung stats natin, ako, para sa akin, nakikita ko dito yung unique heroes picked. Yung EXE mukhang hindi sila takot maglabas ng hero. Yung LPE, 20 unique heroes lang. Do you think it's time for them to explore outside of the hero pool?
I think it's not that big of a problem for Execration. Kasi I think from their experience in practice, parang kahit anong kaya naming i-pull off eh. We got the Chak Mamba, guys. Come on, we got magic. Literal magic on our sides minsan. Feeling mo, di ba? So, that's probably the reason.
Yeah, and gotta give kudos where credit is due, right? That's two phrases I put together. But nevertheless, si Mr. Mobile Legends, si Coach Pacbet, one of the most underrated coaches. Again, we know him more as a player, as a personality. Pero kita mo to, 31 heroes. Even I did not notice na ganun pala karami or ganun ka-creative ang Execration. Now, just seeing 31, that's what, 11 more than LPE, and they have about the same matches. So really, I'm so excited to see what else they have.
Meron tayong mga manlalaro, key players na talagang nangingibabaw, and who will be the head shoulders above the competition? Put your game face on. And finally, say goodbye to those awkward #ItchaGG moment. Thanks to Head & Shoulders, 100% dandruff-free and itch-free. Now, mas mabango pa. Para sa Execration, nandyan si Kelra, Kiel, VJ, and Rencho. Why are they key players?
I think they're just the key players because you have here your jungler, and then you have your side laners. Basically, trinity yan ng kahit anong lineup. Kailangan na lang isipin dito, tank, mid, Etomax, Chaknu, sundan nyo lang yung gagawin nila. They're gonna set the pace and then follow through. Set the pace, follow through. It's a two-step process, and if you can do that, you're gonna win. And I think I mentioned this yesterday during the broadcast of this matchup. There are two-step plans, you're winning. There are 5 or 6-step plans when you're losing. And if these 3 guys do their job, chances are panalo Execration.
Sa panig naman ng LPE, nandyan si Jake the Dog, Arvs, and Royota.
And
What kind of job are they doing? How effective are they para sa Laos Playbook Esports, Rockhart?
Sabi ko na yung ginagawa ni Jake the Dog kanina. I think Ryota this time around and Arvs, they work hand in hand in making the call. Obviously, yung veteran experience kasi ni Bimo, given na yan eh. Magkakall talaga yan kung saan kailangan mapunta yung team niya. Pero I think the play of Arvs and Ryota dictates whether or not lamang yung LPE or sila yung nasa umahabol.
Now let's put two players, one from each team, side by side each other. We're gonna feature them, and this featured player will do all they can para hindi ma-GG. Bring your Kalay game with Master. Sikreto ng mga gwapo. Ikukumpara natin etong si Renjo at si Ryota. What is outstanding between the two?
Renzio's more of a bigger built guy. Ryota's got that nerdy look. Oh, sorry, about the game, right? Oh, right, about the game. Ryota, I noticed Ryota is more capable of rotating. He's able to make more of the map. And then si Renzio, itong gusto ko kay Renzio, he's either very good at playing the detention game, meaning ikukulong niya yung kalaban niya, pipilitin niyang ma-pressure. And then, when it's come game time, finishing time na, as in nasa base na tayo, dun siya papaka-super saiyan, i-unlock niya yung final potential, 3-man knockup.
Yeah, and I think sobrang underrated din ni Renjo because he's been that ultimate 6-man. Yung 6-man na lagi mong ibapasok eh, before.
Aura days.
Before on Aura days.
Yeah.
Ngayon, fully unleashed na siya. He's playing so much better than we saw him in the previous seasons.
Talagang kailangan nila magpakitang gilas if they want to get their win for today. Rockhart, meron tayong laning prediction. At anong masasabi mo dito sa ating lane formation?
And as predicted, Eto Max is going to be the ones for making the calls here in game leader. EXE has got that. Kind of expected all around actually. Ang pinaka-matchup na nakita ko later on will also be on Aspect and KLVJ. KLVJ, he killed yesterday for sure. You know?
Oh yeah. But again, KLVJ is not afraid to make those sacrifices, especially during Game 3. Alam niyang mamamatay siya as the Granger. He's willing to do that. Another matchup I'm looking forward to is again Jake the Dog versus Kelra. One, underrated. The other, he just wants the spotlight. I'm wondering what that rivalry is gonna look like.
Sino nga ba makakakuha ng spotlight today? Oras na para magsalpukan ang dalawang koponan. LPE kontra Execration. Shoutcasters, pasok!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Casters Desk. Ako si Butters, kasama ko ngayon si Rob Luna, and always do remember that the MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Nakita na nga natin, Rob, yung nakalagay doon na title. It's Bounce Back or Back to Back.
Yes, bounce back or back to back. So, well, of course, Execration coming from the win yesterday against Next Play Esports and LPE. Nasabi to kanina nila Rockhart na they were gonna be playing ngayon na magkakasama. Excited ako makita yung Butters.
And syempre, as we try to bounce back, as we continue to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, we encourage everyone to follow the government's health and safety protocols. This includes practicing social distancing, wearing a face mask and face shield, sanitizing, proper hand washing, and staying at home as much as possible. Let's all do our part to stay safe and help stop COVID-19. Rob, you were saying, ano nga ba yung mga intricacies at yung mga pasikot-sikot netong matchup na to?
Well, itong matchup na to, ang pinakatitignan dito, of course, is yung consistency ng Execration coming from a win against nga sa Next Play Esports yesterday. And of course, for LPE naman, is paano nga ba sila makakabalik? I mean, 2 losses is already, sabihin na natin, medyo mabigat for the team. And to any team talagang you need to make something happen talaga specifically. So, probably this might be the game. At ang pinakamaganda kasi dito, they were on the same bracket. So, they were actually fighting in terms of standing sa bracket B.
Mm-hmm. Now, consistency ang kailangan natin makita sa Execration, and yun talaga yung kailangan nila i-emphasize eh. Kasi kung explosiveness lang naman ang usapan, pinaka-explosive, isa sa mga pinaka-explosive ang Execration. Well, for LPE naman, they are probably sticking with what works. Nasa kanila yung idea ng consistency, but that consistency na hinahanap nila into winning games still have to kick in. And who will make smarter choices dito sa draft? Syempre, this is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Rob, let's head into the draft now. Selena and Angela ang binan dito ng LPE, while Execration, medyo iniisip pa nila kung ano yung gagawin nila. I think that's a Jawhead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Jawhead yung kanilang naging first ban dito. So, in terms of sa banning dito ng LPA, to be honest, ito hindi masyado to na-open itong Selena na to. Nagulat lang ako na-open to actually kanina on the first series natin, Signal Ultra and as well with Work. Pero dito, I like the ban, no? Execration actually be the one to be banning the Pakito, wherein ito yung isa sa pinaka naging sikat na hero nila. Of course, Renzo has been doing well with this hero. Pero since ang magiging first pick natin dito is LPE, so they don't want to face against a Pakito.
Binan ang pambansang kamao ng Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen, si Pakito. Kakalabas na lang yung skin yan. Pacquiao license skin. Isipin mo yun, naglalaro ka lang Mobile Legends. Biglang lalabas si Manny Pacquiao. Mobile Legends lang, walang suntukan.
Oo, totoo naman. Saka saka pag natalo ka dyan, hindi ka natatalo. Pag gamit mo yung skin na yan.
Ano ba yan?
Ang banat kasi dyan, Kuya Butters, hindi ka natatalo. Pero ikaw ay natututo. Ganyan ang banat dyan, Kuya Butters.
Pero, alam mo, Rob, syempre itong mga teams na to, ayaw matalo. At more or less, kahit manalo sila dito, gusto din nilang matuto eh.
Eksakto.
Kasi kailangan sa MPL, always adjusting kay. Kasi hindi talaga nakaset sa isang bagay ang MPL meta. As we saw nung Season 6 or kahit yung previous seasons pa, kung sino yung pinakaunang mag-adapt, Rob, sila yung nananaig sa dulo.
Oo, adaptation is key talaga. Lalo na interchanging talaga yung meta natin. Kumbaga, itong nga tinatawag nila the nice one baby meta eh. Diba?
Bakit the nice one?
The nice one baby meta. Ayan, nakikita mo dito, Angela. 'Di ba? Yan yung mga support, mga sustain, yung mga heal. So sila yung mga nasa meta natin ngayon. They were actually been buffed earlier. Tapos yun nga, yung si Miss Nice One Rafaela, 'di ba? So basically, pabalik tayo sa mga normal drafting natin since nawala yung mga Nice One baby na mga heroes.
And LPE dito getting the that's my baby right there pick para sa side nila. That's going to be the Benedetta. Isa yan sa mga laging sinasapian ng isang Angela. At medyo sabihin natin, pwede rin siyang tulungan na isang Rafaela, but you would see Rafaela, going for the support doon sa mga marksmen. Execration naman dito, they have two possible power picks on their side.
Agree ako sa'yo dyan. I think they were actually thinking if they will be taking the Alice right now, posible rin yung kunin na rin nila dito. Yung actually, Cho has actually been doing great sa mga nakaraang mga series natin. We've seen it with ONIC, we've seen it with Work. So, there's also a possibility na gawin nila yun dito. But Esmeralda, Ling, that's actually, na kinuha nila kagad yung jungler dito ni KelVJ.
It's very surprising para sa akin, Rob, na ang ginawa dito ng Execration, katulad sinabi mo, pwede sila kumuha ng Cho. But they stick with that Ling and that Alice. Yung Alice, maiintindihan mo pa.
Yes.
And Execration, yung Ling, feeling ko parang Execration special to napapagamit nila kay KelVJ. Now, the question is, LPE, they have a chance to get their hands on a Cho. Pwede sila kumuha ng Cho dito
Indeed, pwede yon, no? Or it's either they are forcing LPE dito na gumamit ng YSS, wherein ito isa kasi sa madalas na ginagamit dito ni Aspect or even a Granger. Pero since naban nga nila dito si Rafaela, so yung marksman type like yung Rafaela na Bruno, yung si Brunella nga, medyo hindi pwede na mangyari dito for the side of LPE. But si Roger Toll.
Roger Toll.
Si Roger Toll, 'di ba?
And makikita natin actually kung Roger wins games nga.
Totoo. Ang maganda dito, no? Kasi nakuha na nila kagad dito si Roger. Alam nila kasi hindi na magla-Lancelot. Magla-Lancelot ang Execration dahil kinuha na yung Ling. That's the thing about it.
That's the thing about it. And Rob, tignan natin kung ano nga ba ang magiging pick dito na side ng Execration. They go straight for a Baksha. It's a good answer against a Chang'o.
Yes. To be able to soak or absorb damage dito na ibabato dito ng Chang'o with the Meteor Shower. And so far dito, Butters, I really liking both of the teams in terms of their drafting, no? Parang hindi mo pa rin mag-gauge talaga on how they would like to proceed dito. And somehow, Execration dito, they could potentially work on the mid-game and even LPE, ganun din.
Iswerve lang natin muna yung conversation natin. It's nice to see LPE playing doon sa kanilang bootcamp na hindi na sila papel.
Yes, oo. Yun ang maganda ron, no? Yung yun yung sinasabi rin kanina ni Rockhart ano ang mababago ngayon sa LPE? This is probably the LPE that we've seen during the main qualifiers, and time and time again, LPE, nanggaling sila sa, bigyan lang namin kayo guys ng konting history on how they actually went into MPL Season 7. Nanggaling sila sa lower, I think that was the lower bracket ng main qualifiers at ginapang nila yon up until na makapasok sila dito.
And to be honest, para sa atin, mga casters din at sa ibang tao din na nakausap natin, they were really thinking that Archangel were the ones who's gonna go in. But they defied those odds. And they are in the MPL. Now, LPE, kailangan naman nila patunayan yung sarili nila dito sa MPL. Yung ginawa nilang performance nung past weeks, hindi... Sabihin na lang natin, nakikita natin potential eh. Kahit sabihin natin na magkakaroon sila ng lapses, but still, hindi sila magkakasama nun. And this might be a game changer para dito sa LPE na magkakasama na sila. Well, for the side of Execration, hindi naman nila hahayaan din basta-basta yon. Kasi as we all know, Execration ngayon, napaka-confident niyan coming out from that win against NXP.
Momentum indeed dito ang Execration. And going back dito, no, LPE are actually banning yung mga hero dito ni Eto Max. Pero Eto Max, we have all known him na sobrang dami or ng mga heroes na pwede niyang gamitin dito. I think Parsa is even open, but this is a Grak. This is probably, kumbaga, way back Season 4, Kuya Butters, maaalala mo yun, the Grak Black ni Chakno.
The Grak Black. Well, tignan natin kung paano gagamitin ng Execration to dito. Remember, there are times na pwede mo rin yung makita sa side lane with a high and dry and ginagamit din yan na tank. Pero naka-high and dry din. So there are many variations. May iba-iba pong gamit ngayon ang isang Grak. And tignan natin kung paano siya i-utilize ng Execration.
Yeah, I like what you mentioned na maraming gamit ang Grak. No? We've seen this with Raflisha, no? Na ginamit niya with high and dry. Even Execration actually been the one to familiarize or nagpasikat sa atin ng side lane na Grak. Na yun din, naka-high and dry din. And yeah, for LPE dito, ito ngayon ang iniisip ko, no, Butters, how would they paano nila tutunawin to back sa Grak, and given that going into the late game, itong Alice na to, alam din natin na medyo talagang titigas talaga siya with the Winter Transon, pero basically the longer na humahaba yung laro, mas lalong humihirap labanan ng isang Alice.
Kailangan magkape ng LPE. Walang matigas na tinapay sa mainit na kape. Pero, Rob, just to answer your question, medyo mas tama. Hindi na bibiro. The Roger has this innate capability of taking down heroes na mataas yung buhay. Kasi nagkakaroon siya ng percentage-based damage dun sa physical attacks niya kapag ka nasa wolf form siya.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes, agree ako dyan. And not only that, no, this pick with the Sylvana Rito would also be tricky for the side of Execration. Pwede nila tong panghuli, di ba? Number 1, Ling, if you are actually good in getting the Imperial Justice, and even you could cancel the Flowing Blood dito ng isang Alice. Kumbaga, pwede mo siyang hindi palabasin doon sa loob. So, yeah, I'm really excited dito para sa side ng LPE and how would bounce back dito sa game na to.
Always remember din dito na dun sa lineup na ginawa ng Laos Playbook Esports, kailangan nila mag-all-in, especially with the Benedetta, with the Roger, mga in-your-face heroes to eh. But with a Baksha, dun pumapasok yung challenge sa draft nila dun sa side ng Execration. Kasi, kung isipin mo, kahit mag-killing spree ka dyan, medyo nagiging limited yung lifesteal na nagagawa mo. And at the same time, kailangan mo talaga i-sustain yung sarili mo kasi katulad sinabi mo, Rob, tanky ang mga heroes dito ng Execration. But we will find out in just a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 1, LPE versus Execration.
Oh no, ito mga kaibigan. Ito pinakamagandang tanong talaga dito. Paano ang setup dito in terms of rotation dito ng Execration? This is gonna be probably ang bilis ng minion wave clear nila dito together with this Grak and ito rin kay Eto Max na Farsa.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Chakno dito going for a more traditional take sa isang Grak. Kumuha siya dito ng focusing fire. And makakatulong yan in dealing damage dito sa mga less tanky heroes sa side ng LPE. And first blood dito, wow!
Oh no, medyo yun okay na nakuha nila yung first blood. Pero given na ang nakuha or napitas dito ng LPE was actually KLVJ, and given na nakuha niya yung purple buff that time. So this is actually good news for the side of LPE.
And as you can see, LPE dito, nasa kanila pa rin yung bola in terms of getting their purple buff. Now, Jake the Dog, Kelra, nandito sila sa area sa may taas. They're trying to scale up, trying to get level 4, pero si KLVJ, siya pa rin ang main target nila, Bimo.
Grabe yung yung binibigay na pressure dito with KLVJ medyo nabasa ng LPE kailangan din ako muntikan pa umabot doon. Si Bimo, split second yung kanyang yung recall doon ni KLVJ. Pero eto ngayon, magkakaroon tayo ng slight problem dito for the side of execration kasi dalawang beses na nakukuha dito si KLVJ, and yung first objective natin for sure is gonna be the first turtle. Medyo I doubt na makaka-contest dito ang execration.
And as we all know, Rob, yan talaga isa sa mga pinaka-problema ng isang Ling ngayon. Dati yung command niya sa may jungle nakakatakot, pero ngayon may mga ways na para talaga i-kick out siya sa sarili niyang jungle, katulad na nakikita natin ngayon. And Rob, kung napapansin mo dito, 2 kills sa si Bimo na may Festival of Blood, makakatulong ba yan sa kanya?
Makakatulong talaga yan. Ito yung yung difference na to pagka sumasabay sa iyo yung Benedetta, tapos pinupuntahan ka rin and ini-invade ka mismo sa jungle mo. Look at this one. Sobrang aggressive pa rin ng execution dito regardless na si KLVJ wala siyang purple buff.
And right now, we are actually seeing a fight. Chaklo dito tumatakbo with the power of nature. Matutumba kaya siya dito? Ryota, hinahabol pa rin siya. Flicker in. Huli siya dito. Aspect with that Roger. Siya ata ang tutumba. And will that be a 1-for-1? Doon ata matatapos yun. Jake the Dog, ginamit yung ultimate niya dito. Pero doon matatapos ang laban. Doon sa may likod. Bimo dito still wants more. Renjo dito aalalay. Tutulungan yung dalawang teammate niya. Arbs dito with that drill. Tatamaan si Renjo. Pero masyado siyang makunat. And mafo-force out nila dito ang LPE sa gubat nila.
LPE is really doing its best to invade dito ang jungle ng execration. It was probably an overcommitment kanina, no? Nung pinasok doon ng LPE, and if ever na umabot doon yung buong execration squad, they could actually get wiped out. Pero consistent dito ang nagiging galaw ng LPE. Pero for execration, kahit papano sumasabay pa rin naman sila. They really have to work it around. Medyo kailangan dito na bumawi going into the mid game natin dito ang execration. Kumbaga, nasa kanila naman yung yung time
Now, looking at the pacing, Rob, kaninong ka pumapanig etong pagiging hyper-aggressive ng LPE? As you can see, si Kellerer din dito, ginaw na, but Ling dito ang pagbangon ng api. KLVJ getting a kill of his own and make that double pa, ladies and gentlemen. May tutumba din dito sa may turtle area. Aspect going down, so that means si KLVJ pwede siya pumunta dyan with an easy retribution and almost uncontested ang mangyayari dito para sa side na execution na turtle take.
Ang ganda ng comeback dito, Butters, ng execution. I mean, those 2 kills with KLVJ is actually crucial sa early game, pero nakabawi sila bigla dito. They got the turtle, nakakuha pa sila ng kill doon sa may top lane, and I think medyo halos natabla na yung gold natin dito, mga kaibigan. 4 minutes into the game, medyo action-jackson talaga yung mga laban natin, and it all thanks to Chakno, kung ako sasabihin ko. Kumbaga yung vision na napoprovide dito, hindi rin siya basta-basta sila napapasok dito. Look at the damage ng wild charge na yon.
And Arbs, hindi tatama yung Imperial Justice dito. Eto Max with the punish. Gagamitin sila Feathered Airstrike. Arbs dito trying to get away. Nandun sa gitna yung Rejuvenate, ladies and gentlemen. Revitalize, rather. But right now, there is going to be a go on Ryota. Ryota goes down. Jake the Dog dito. Meteor Shower. Medyo nalilate ang kanyang pagpasok, but still, it is what it is. Execration dito, sila na naman ang nakakuha ng magandang trade.
Indeed. Ang mahirap kasi dito, for side of Jake the Dog, nasa top lane kasi siya dito, and most of the time, they go invade with the purple buff dito ni KLVJ. So, in terms sa pag-responde dito ng Chango, medyo malayo yung kanyang babaybayin para pumunta lang doon at tumulong. Pero look at that Imperial Justice, mukhang may huli dito, Butters.
And that is going to be Farsa going down. Chaklo dito, tina-target pa nila, pero I don't think nakakayanin nila yan. Kellerer na naman ang nagiging main target dito para sa side ng LPE. KLVJ, naspatan na yung dalawang member dito ng LPE at mapipilitan siyang umalis habang sinisecure din na okay si Kellerer na makakabalik sa base.
Ito kasi yun, Butters, yung time nasa execution, kailangan lang nilang i-drag tong game na to going into the late game. Sumasabay sila dito in terms of gold, hindi ganun kalaki ang lamang ng LPE, pero consistent ang pag-invade, consistent ang pagiging aggressive dito ng LPE. They have to make it work, pero up until now, wala pa rin silang nababasag na tore. They have a great start, pero not that great going into mid-game.
And yeah, always remember guys, kailangan yung kills na yan na-turn mo into objectives. At sino nga ba ang pinakaunang makakuha ng turret dito sa team na to? Tatandaan natin, yung trading pa lang nila dito is because of the turtle. Dun pa lang talaga mismo nagkakaroon ng isang matinding away. And right now, execute area ng Turtle, ayaw nila ibigay basta-basta to sa side ng LPE.
Hindi rin ganun. They're actually trying to poke it down itong Turtle na to. But look at Shakno. Is going into the backlines dito ng LPE.
And look at that catch doon sa may likod. Arbs dito, catching out that Forza. Naka-flame shot siya, wala siyang Purify. And look at this link, pumasok na rin siya dito with that Tempest of Blades. Arbs dito, trying to get away. Hahabulin pa ba siya ni Kiel? Titigilan na nila doon. Renzo dito, naipit sa tatlo. He will go down. Shakno and the others will just run away. And Kelra dito, ang tapang na move. Susubukan niya pa rin kunin yung turret and going in once again. Arbs dito nahuli and that is going to be a kill para dito kay Kelra.
Wow, Kelra getting the kill doon kay Arbs. And not only that, grabe yung pag-zone out dito ni Chakno. Kumbaga, napaaga sa kanya. Yung quarantine. Sinara niya kagad yung mall. Sobra. I mean, anong oras pa lang, Butters? Sarado na kagad. Hindi, kumbaga, sinoke up niya na yung damage ng meteor shower doon. Kaya hindi nakatulong si Jake the Dog. Sabay sinara niya. Hindi nakapasok doon si Jake the Dog.
Sir, sarado na po kami. Kailangan niyo po ng COE. Pero, kita naman natin dito kung gaano kataas yung priority ng both teams sa may Turtle Rob. To the point na wala masyadong emphasis into taking the turrets. Turtle ang usapan, Turtle ang labanan, at sa Turtle nangyayari ang lahat ng suntukan.
Oo, kumbaga Turtle over turrets talaga dito ang mga tropa natin from LPE and EXE. Pero hindi rin natin sila masisisi. I mean, it's a bigger objective as well. Pero though, ang unang nabasag na torre dito is the tower of the top lane dito ng EXE. Pero so far, as the game is being dragged ng habang tumatagal, EXE mas pumapalag sila dito, Butters.
And LPE, they're really finding ways para talagang magkaroon ng certain advantage dito sa side ng execution. But LPE, nahuli si Aspect dito. And yan yung pick-off na gustong makuha ng execution kanina pa. Just in time for that Turtle. 0-4 na si Aspect dito. And LBJ, unti-unti na nakakabawi. This is bad news para sa side ng LPE.
Bad news indeed.
Saan na LPE? Tama. Kala ko execution eh.
Oo. Pero ito kasi yun tama ka doon, Butters. Bad news talaga to for the side of LPE kasi they had supposed to win the mid game dito in order to be able to get a win dito against Execration. Kasi habang tumatagal, it's not only that, lalong kumukunat. Alam mo yun, kumbaga, yung dalawang chicharon natin dito, yung Grak, pati yung si Kuya Renzo, yung Baksha, yan yung mga chicharong nahanginan eh. Yung pag kinagat mo ng lalaban.
Oo, pero ito, hindi chicharon to, pero hindi din makunat. Napakalambot dito ni Etomax, and Etomax will get caught out, and Arbs, napapansin mo, Rob, yun yung trabaho niya.
Totoo yan. And now, look at this. Even LPE, kahit paano, lamang pa rin sa at least 1,000 gold against Execration. Pero alam natin at nakikita natin yung struggle nila dito. Even the damage from the Lancelot, hindi na enough. Look at the wild charge dito. Ang sakit. Jake the Dog, halos mabura doon.
Execration dito, they're finding the pick-offs. Bimo, hinarangan ang daanan ni Renzo dito, pero andun si KLVJ para alalayan ang magkuya tandem ay pumasok na. Chakno dito tumulong na rin, and ito na ang turret take para sa side ng Execration, and this is going to be one of the things na kailangan bantayan ng LPE. Dito lumalamang ng todo Execration pag nagiging sobrang hyper-aggressive na nila sa mapa.
Oh my, look at that. Ginamit na lahat doon ng Benedetta, lahat ng slice and dice niya doon. Pero halos hindi nakalahati yung mga buhay doon ng Baksha together. Itong Grak na to. Alam mo, lapag niya lang yung revitalize niya para bigay nyo na sa akin, i-damage nyo na kami. Pero baliwala lang ang lahat ng yon. So, in 10-minute mark, I can say dito, Butters, alanganin na ang LPE.
Now, Renzo at top, Ryota, sila nagkakaroon ng konting suntukan dito. And at the same time, you really know na nag-set up na rin ng Execration dito sa may Lord area na to. Kung papansin niyo, may triangle open sila sa mapa. Nandun si Parsa, nandun si Etomax, si Etomax Parsa, si Alice nandun din, pati si Grak.
Yes, I like that you mentioned, no? Yung positioning dito ng Execration is actually ready for the Lord. And if ever na ma-pick off nila tong si Bimo, it's gonna be a go signal for them na kunin na ang unang Lord.
And that is going to be a shutdown dito kay Bimo. Bimo started out na talagang may 2 kill siya agad-agad. Pero napapunish siya sa dito at kailangan din mag-ingat ng LPE dun sa mga overextension na ganun. Yes, Benedetta ka, but still, masyadong madaming pang punish dito. Yung side execution, Rock dito will take down Aspect. Arbs trying to get away. Imperial Justice, nagamit niya na. And Execution, kahit sila yung nakakalamang dito, hindi nila ipipilit yung kalamangan na to and they will go straight for the Lord. Alam nila na wala si Aspect dito, wala silang retribution.
Walang retribution. And not only that, ang ganda ng shot call ng Execration doon. Nakita nila nag-meteor shower si Jake the Dog doon sa may minion sa gitna. That's the reason why they actually jumped in doon sa ilalim ng torre. Now, the Lord will be secured by Chakno.
And Chakno dito, siya makakuha. Bimo trying to run away. Ginamit niya na din yung Electro Final Blow. Execration, dito na natin makikita ang pag-push. Sa bottom lane pupunta yan dahil sa bottom lane may basag na isang turret. Now, Execration, ano ba yung tamang play para sa kanila dito? Samahan ba nila yan o mag-push sila ng ibang lane?
Tingin ko mag-push sila ng ibang lane. This is just a level 1 Lord. And given that na meron bang mga outer turrets dito from the top lane into the mid lane. Kasi, pero pwedeng sabayan ng isang hero dito para hindi lang basta-basta ma-burst down dito ng side ng LPE. Pero look at that kung gaano nakahiwa-hiwalay ngayon ng mga members dito ng Execration. They would like to choke LPE with this first Lord na kanilang nakuha.
At si Chakno talagang hinaharangan din dito yung Lord para hindi basta-basta makapasok doon sa may turret area. Habang nangyayari yung lahat, nakapag-set up na yung Execration dahil doon sa delay na yon at patitake na nila yung mga turrets dito left doon sa mid at doon sa may top. Now, LVJ focusing on that turret kahit nag-take siya ng onting turret shots dito, okay lang yun. Dahil Execration, they are making the map smaller para sa side ng LPE.
Exactly. This is probably the choke point for the side of LPE. And ang hirap ng bounce back dito, especially with the Roger, na talagang in-expect mo by the early stages of the game pa lang, makakasabay ka agad dito from the side of Execration. Ngayon, ang magiging problema dito ng LPE is how they would like to go out. Even yung Uranus dito, hindi siya basta-bastang makakapag-segue dito kasi kaya siyang burahin dito even by simply with KLVJ.
Execration now has command over the map. Ito yung sinasabi natin, Rob, na in terms of turret, kailangan muna nilang i-secure yung mga turtles for their side. At kapag ka nakuha na nila yung mga pick-off na gusto nila, napanalo nila yung mga clash na gusto nila, Execration's plan is to push ng dire-diretso na. And kung napapansin mo, from a full map para sa side ng LPE, napaliit na napaliit, and sa totoo lang, wala na silang outer turrets ngayon.
Wala nang outer turrets, and not only that, look at the positioning dito ni Chakno and Etomac. Hindi nila pinupush yung gitna. They are actually freezing the lane right now, and in terms of resources, paano ngayon mag-iipon? Mapo-force ngayon dito ang LPE to get the fight that they don't want, or they have to play it very risky to the point Execration sila ang mas makakalamang.
LPE, how do they deal with this? And as you can see, Arbs dito, humarap na siya. Ryota, gusto na talaga lumaban. Renzo and Chakno ang niyayakap niya dito. KLVJ going in. Jake the Dog ang pinaka-main target niya dito. Meteor Shower, tignan natin kung will it be enough damage. Pero sabi nila Kiel, tatakbuhan lang namin kayo. Bimo nahuli dun sa may likod. And that is going to be the purple buff. Going pa rin kay Aspect. Pero Kelra, going with the flicker. Hindi sapat yung pagkakaroon mo ng onting sustain. That is going to be still my kill. Arbs dito, trying to get away. Imperial Justice, mahuhuli dito si Kelra, pero it doesn't even matter. Execration, nagbabasag na lang sila ng mga turret dito.
The Wonder Kid, the double K dito ng Execration are really doing wonders para sa kanila botters. And look at that, how flawlessly nilang binasag yung base turret sa may gitna. And with the triple kill from Kelra, they might actually seal the deal for the side of LPE. Kumbaga, ang nangyayari na lang dito, botters, they're just waiting for the Luminous Lord na mag-respawn, and probably yun na yung magiging pako, the nail in the coffin dito para sa side ng LPE. And I'm really can't think of a ways ngayon for LPE to bounce back. Probably they could get an awkward fight in the Lord at makakuha sila, or they could steal the Lord, pero I think they need to contest this one kasi kung hihintayin lang nila na mag-defend at magkamali dito yung Execration, medyo mababa ang chance. Though, nakita natin kahapon, the longer the game drags, medyo tumatagal ang mga death timer. Probably, doon magkaroon ng mistake ang Execration.
Yung mga death timers na yan, it's a good thing that you brought that up. Kasi nga, parang ang nangyayari dito is yung punish mo sa late game. Kahit sabihin mo, ikaw yung todo nakakalamang, pagka nahuli ka at hindi ka nag-ingat, ang laking blow nun para sa lineup o sa team nyo.
Totoo.
Now, tignan natin dito kasi meron ng mechanic na gano'n na pumapabor ngayon naman sa side ng LPE. Kahit yung Execration yung talaga nag-take dito ng advantage as of this moment, and Lord has been slain. Renjo dito makuha. Ginamit na nila yung mga ultimate nila dito and that is going to be Bimo going down. Once again, LPE dito, sila ang nanganganib na matalo.
Yes, that might be a little miscommunication dito from side of LPE Butters. Aspect wasn't even ready to go into team fight doon sa may Lord Pit na yon. Nung nangyari yung, the last part nung buhay nung Lord doon, nasa gitna pa si Aspect. Kumbaga, napilitan lang sila na mag-contest doon and now it's gonna be a hard defense na magagaling ngayon from LPE.
Renjo, umiikot-ikot lang dun sa may gilid. Farsa dito with defended airstrike. LBJ nandun sa may taas, nagbabasag lang ng turret. Kelra din. Ang double K combination. Tignan natin kung paano ba sila, paano matatapos dito ang LPE o kung mapipigilan nila ang push na gagawin dito ng side na Execration. Guardian's Barrier na sa may pinakalikod. Arbs dito getting caught out by the Alice. At mapipigilan ng LPE yung pag-push dito na Execration.
Yes, but yeah, this is actually good news for the side of LPE kasi we all thought na pwede nang matapos yung game doon pero right now, LPE doesn't have any single base turrets dito mga kaibigan and this might be a rinse and repeat lang for Execration. They freeze the lane, they wait the Lord or probably get a pick off dito para mastara na nila dito kasi kung papansin mo dito Butters, the draft na meron dito ang LPE, ang hirap.
Yung revitalize sila, pakiramdam ko inaantay na lang din ng side ng EXE.
Pwede,
Revitalize eh. Kumbaga, at this point on, hindi ka na dapat masyado nagmamadali eh. Dapat mo nalang gawin, antayin mo na lang kung ano yung mga pwede mong gawin. LBJ, nahuli si Jake the Dog dito. E tignan natin yung laban na to. Alice will go down, Kelra, pero isa din ang kapalit nun. Jake the Dog, Aspect, sinusubukan niya mag-deal ng damage pero Winter Truncheon para kay Eto Max. Aspect dito, trying his best. Pero from the get-go pa lang, nasa-shutdown talaga siya ng Execration.
Yes, medyo nag-overcommit yata doon si Kelra and probably baka cool down yung kanyang Winter Truncheon. That's the reason bakit na-burst down kagad siya dito ng LPE. Pero still, Execration, they are very confident dito. Butters, pasukin ang base ngayon ng LPE.
And Execration slowly but surely just trying to take this win against LPE. While LPE naman, ito yung tenacity ng team eh. Ito yung pagiging ano talaga nila, matibay yung paninindigan. Na hindi kami basta-basta tutumba, ang kailangan nyo gawin para manalo is talagang i-challenge nyo kami hanggang dulo. Ipipilit namin protektahan to.
Yes, yun ang puso. Yun ang puso talaga dito. I mean, given na talagang their backs is against the wall na talaga dito against Execration eh. Pero kung iisipin mo, at least Execration, they are definitely disciplined dito. This is not the usual Execration natin na balagbagan, na lamang tayo, let's go in. They're actually just waiting pa rin dito for LPE na magkamali. Now, ngayon, ang magiging malaking tanong dito mga kaibigan, in a 1-minute mark Butters, paano ang contest ng LPE? Hindi nila pwedeng hayaan lang ang Execration na makuha ang libreng Lord na to.
That is a question na kailangan ngang sagutin ng LPE. There is this thing na pwede nilang gawin na i-freeze na lang nila yung lane para kahit papano ay mapilitan yung LPE na magstay lang sa my base. But at the same time, Execration dito, it's pretty sure na talagang sa kanila ang mapupunta dito yung Lord kung hindi magko-contest dito yung LPE na medyo mag-50-50 sila. Kasi all in all, Rob, kapag ka may lumabas sa base ng LPE, that is going to be one person na automatic maging susceptible sa kahit anong gank na gagawin dito sa side ng Execration. But let us see, there are fights happening all across the map. Ladies and gentlemen, Renzo dito, nahuli siya, and that is going to be Aspect going down. KLBJ dito with 1/4 HP. That is going to be Arbs going down as well. Dalawang member na lang natitira dito para sa side ng LPE. Tingnan natin kung ano magiging desisyon dito ng Execration. Tatapusin na ba nila o kukunin pa nila ni Lord? I do think na tatapusin na nila to. They are really trying right now, Rob.
Kaya talaga nila to. They're not just trying, they're gonna do it ngayon, Butters. Look at the damage dito from KLBJ. Going na kagad siya, nakatarget siya. Base lock ngayon dito ang Execration.
And that is going to be Execration's win, ladies and gentlemen. And wow, what a performance coming out from them. And this winning moment is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only $13,999.
Oh my, yung momentum na pinag-uusapan natin, Butters, with Execration, they're living into it. Ramdam natin dito, even with Kelra, he actually went ahead dito sa laro na to. I mean, mainit. Kumbaga, hindi na umabot sa ligamgam. Mainit na kagad ang laban.
alam mo, ito yung confidence na nakikita mo sa side ng execution. Pero kahit nasa kanila yung confidence na yon, kung papansinin mo, Rob, hindi sila nagiging overconfident at hindi nila sinusubukan lagpasan kung ano man yung pwede nilang gawin.
Totoo.
And this is a very scary execution if you ask me.
Yes, and given that the two-tank setup na nakita natin with execution, grabe, nasabi to kanina during sa panel, ano pa bang mga strategy ang meron ng execution? And with Coach Pacbet, mukhang sa ngayon parang endless. Ang dami nilang nilalabas ngayon dito sa pagbabalik ng MPL.
Creativity and explosiveness, yan ang kailangan lagpasan dito ng LPE para sa game number 2. But right now, let us throw it back dito sa ating resident analyst na si Wolf. Wolf, what do you have to say? Let's go.
Thank you so much, casters, and very comfortable draft para sa execution. Kaya naman sila yung nanalo sa masasabi nating tug of war all throughout this game number 1, which I will explain later. My name is Wolf, your analyst, at bakit hindi natin i-breakdown ang nangyaring match na yun. The following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournamental co-partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. We're seeing significant na difference when it comes to the farm mula sa execution and LPE. In fact, close naman talaga yung nangyaring early stages of the game. It's just that si KillVJ mas nakakapag-farm compared to Aspect. In fact, KillVJ was able to get 3 items already. Parang umabot siya sa 9k, tapos si Aspect ay 5k pa lang. Around the 9-minute timing, I would say, which kind of makes us feel na bakit ganun? Bakit lumamang si KillVJ? This is because execution is very comfortable with their draft. Ngayon, kung titingnan din natin yung mga stat line, si Etomax lang yung mataas yung deaths kasi siya yung sobrang crucial nung role na pinlayout niya dito. For execution, ang kanilang finers pick, it's the Alice as well as the Ling. 2 heroes na sobrang farm dependent. In fact, sa late game pa talaga sila mag-rise, lalong-lalo na sa meta natin yan. If we're looking at LPE, they picked up Roger and Benedetta. Ang ganda na talaga ng start for LPE when it comes to their draft and when it comes to the overall idea of what they wanted to control the early stages. It's just that Farsa last pick coming out from execution was so perfect. Hindi lang yan. Hindi lang dahil dun sa hero na may wave clear siya whatsoever. Siya yung nakatoka para magdepensa ng Torre. Kaya nga naman napansin natin in the early stages of the match, walang nagkakabasagan ng Torre. It's because of the defense execution. Minsan nga, sinasakripisyo pa nila yung buhay ni Farsa just to defend. And I think that's a massive decision from execution at tinulungan yon na makapunta sila at manalo dun sa tug of war nga ng economy sinasabi natin. The following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournamental co-partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Hindi lang naman ang execution ang nanalo sa Game 1. In fact, pwede rin kayo manalo kung pupunta kayo sa mga QR code na ipa-flash natin for the live watching rewards all throughout the broadcast, lalong-lalo na ngayon sa analysis segment. So, aabangan ko kayo dyan dahil every time na lalabas tayo sa analysis segment, we'll see the QR code's gonna be popped up at meron kayong chance na manalo ng skin worth 599 diamonds. If you're part of the first 30,000 followers or entries na makakapasok para sa live watching rewards natin, we'll have that chance for sure. And we can see the development of the start of the match through the highlights. By the way, these game highlights are brought to you by Smart, the official tournamental co-partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Tag of war talaga yung early stages. Makikita natin na was very close. Kung sino unang bumitaw dun sa control ng early stages, siya talaga yung madadali. But then again, execution, they were able to get the victory onto this turtle fight by spreading them up. By the way, gusto rin i-take note, Ling, pati na rin ang Alice, yung nature ng dalawang heroes na to ay meron silang way para ma-dive yung only wave clear na or solid wave clear ng LPE, which is the Chang'e. So technically speaking, meron silang way para sa dulo ng laban, sa late stages ay maaabot nila yung si Jake the Dog on the Chang'e. Technically speaking as well, may isa pang wave clear choice ang LPE, which is Uranus, pati na rin Benedetta. However, Benedetta was a tank or a roaming role, kumbaga, dito sa match to, played by Bimo. Also, by the way, napakagandang paggamit ni Chakno on this Grok. And you can see yung juggling potential ng execution. Kasi marami silang talon, marami silang mobility tools. In fact, yung mga fights na ipapanalo nila in the mid stages of the match are based solely on juggling. Kasi yun naman yung kanilang lamang over LPE. You can see Execration, ang lilikot nila sa mapa with the front lines tanked up by Chakno. And then KelVJ, pati na rin si Kelray, the double K connection. Yung kanilang decision making kung kailan sila pupunta sa likuran or kailan sila susugod was so perfect in this particular game. Lalong-lalo na nung late stages. Yun yung bandang 14 minutes onwards. And that jump coming out from Kelra allowed for the double kill. So, sobrang solid dahil yung Execration eventually makokontrol nila yung mapa afterwards. You can see yung juggling talaga ng Execration eh. In, out, then to control. Tapos meron kang vision coming out from Etomax. Tapos si Chakno sobrang confident with this Glock. Yung mga clashes na nangyari, it went in favor of Execration just solely because of the fact na kabisado nila yung mga heroes na ginamit nila. This is Ling and Alice, heroes that really like to farm, pero nako-convert nila yung time spent sa pag-farm into actual damage output and impact in a team fights. And now, those are the highlights. Sobrang ganda ng execution dito. When you're looking at LPE, they have tools. Meron silang way to defend. May Benedetta, meron kang Chango. It's just that ginamit yung Chango on the gold lane role, tapos yung Benedetta ginamit naman as a roaming role. So in a way, hindi nila na-abuse or hindi nila na-maximize yung potential ng mga heroes na yon when going up against the heroes of Execration. This is why the MVP, however, is Chakno. MVP of the game was brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. Your Glock, I mean, konti na lang ang gumagamit ng Glock. In fact, in the tournament, I think so far, Raflesha is there. Ginagamit niya yung assassin na Glock, high and dry kind of Glock. Kasi Chakno, traditional. Sobrang traditional in a way na nakuha pa nga niya yung kill sa isang Lord. Yung kuha sa last hit sa isang Lord, which really happened a long time ago now when we see it. But then again, Chakno and his presence, yung kanyang pressure na ginagawa in the front lines, as well as providing vision for his teammates to go alongside Etomax. Eto talaga ang bread and butter ng Execration. Not only in this game, but also in their games prior to this. That has been my breakdown of game number 1. Balik na natin yun sa ating mga nagwagwapuhang mga casters.
Nagwagwapuhang mga caster, pasalamat tayo.
Thank you, sir.
Sikreto yan, sikreto ng mga gwapo. But still, maraming salamat po, Wolf, and welcome back to the Caster's Desk. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Butters, your anchor. Kasama ko ngayon si Rob, ang aking analyst. Rob, any extra thoughts doon sa game number 1 bago tayo mag-move on papuntang game number 2?
Simple lang. Shot block.
Shot block. And that's the thing. Kumbaga, sabihin na lang natin na sobrang ganda nung naging control ng both of the teams na tama nagkaroon ng tug of war and walang kumukuha ng turret pero lahat nakatutok sa turtle. And by the time na lumabas yung pinakaunang Lord at si Aztec ay hindi pa siya nakaka-bounce back doon sa nangyari sa kanyang 0-4, parang ginamit na ng Execration yung nakalamangan para kunin yung Lord at mag-clear ng lahat ng outer turrets.
Totoo yan. At ito pa ang pinaka maganda sa side ng ng Execration.
Ano yan?
Ang bilis ng mobility nila. Parang given yung Glock, sobrang visible niya. So I mean, the classic Chakno, alam mo yung lalim niya to provide the vision para mas maging madali for KelVJ and for the rest of the members ng Execration para to roam around. Tapos given meron pa silang back siya that just simply roll around. Alam mo yung they are all over the place. And last thing na akala mo nasa baba, biglang katabi mo na pala.
And who will make smart choices in the draft? Andito na tayo sa drafting stage natin. This is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Benedetta ang bandito ng Execration alongside the Angela, nice baby meta. And LPE, ayaw nila ibigay yung pakito.
Ayaw talaga. Since first pick ngayon dito ang Execration and most likely ipaprioritize nila yan kung i-open yan ng LPE. But yeah, I think we were actually seeing almost the same bans dito. Selena wasn't even banned pa at the moment. Pero if ever man, they might be willing to give the Selena just to get a different type of hero para dito sa side ng LPE. Kailangan nilang baguhin to, Butters, yung approach nila. And of course, yung mga nice one baby heroes, na mga nice one baby, na mga
Hindi pwede lumabas.
Hindi pwede talaga.
That's my baby right there. Laro lang.
Laro.
Ayun yung mga nakakairita sa ano sa kunyari papasok kayo sa isang usapan o sa call. Tapos, isasama ka na nga lang, dalawang magjowa yung kasama mo.
Okay.
Tapos literal, ikaw yung pang third wheel kasi wala ka eh. Yung pang-lima, usually, yun yung tumatanggap ng ng inggit dun sa mga nice baby. That's my baby right there.
Pag ganun kasi,
aya lang, walang inggitan.
oo, saka makiramdam ka. 'Di ba?
Pam-pam-pam, makiramdam.
Makiramdam ka, tol. Pero, kidding aside mga kaibigan, this is actually a
Jawhead.
ban for the side of LPE. Now, what's gonna be it for execration? What is open? Alice is still open. Esmeralda is as well is open, pero ano ba? Uranus ang magiging sagot dito ng execration.
Alam mo yun, it's always nice to start with a strong side laner eh.
Oo.
So, kumbaga, pundasyon muna bago yung totoong aksyon na mangyayari para sa side ng execution pagdating ng second and third pick nila. For LPE naman dito, Rob, you do have the Alice, which is one of the, sabihin na lang natin, consistent or strong heroes dito sa ating meta ngayon. And sila naman ang gumawa ng 1-2 punch. Ling and Alice din.
This is a mirror draft, ha?
This is, well, I wouldn't say na mirror draft to, pero in terms of the first two picks, Rob,
Yes.
technically, yung first two picks na ginawa ka ng execution, ginaya nila.
Ginaya nila dito. Kumbaga, parang ramdamin mo yung sarili, yung poison na to. Kumbaga,
Parang, kala nyo kayo lang ha.
kami din. Kami din. Kaya din namin gawin yan for the execution. Pero now, it's gonna be tricky for the side of execution. What's it gonna be yet? Since they already have their own, probably this is gonna be XP lane na Uranus, they would like to secure dito probably their jungler. And what's gonna be it? Gagayahin ka nila to. So, sige. Kinuha nyo yung link. Kami naman ang magro-Roger. Papakita namin paano mag-Roger.
Execution, they will pick a Harith and a Lunok. So, ibig sabihin dito, this probably the Etomax and the Kelra hero as we are seeing kung paano nila gamitin to. And pwede din naman mid, papunta kay KelVJ, pero that is not as efficient dun sa mga compared sa mga oras na pwede pa sana talagang gamitin na jungle ang isang Harith.
Wow.
LPE, they get the grok.
Yes. So, are they saying that we're gonna be picking the Farsa next? So, kumbaga, sabi dito ng LPE, ginawa nyo sa amin yan. Kaya din namin ipatikim sa inyo. Pero, execution, they are on that heroes earlier and most likely they know how it will play out. So, this is gonna be a big question for them right now. What's gonna be the mid lane na kanilang ibaban dito? Will they ban the Farsa?
Eto depende pa rin kasi yan sa paggamit ng grok eh.
Totoo.
Like, kanina nakakita tayo ng isang traditional grok para kay Chakno. Ang trabaho ni Chakno doon is lagyan ng focus and mark yung mga members doon ng LPE. Kaya sila lumalambot. Kaya nagkakaroon ng freedom execution na pumili ng isa pang target dahil nga may pampalambot sila doon sa isang grok. Now, LPE, paano nila gagamitin to? Pwede nila gamitin yung mga high-end try shenanigans na ginagawa ng ibang teams. But then again, it's all up to them. Louie ang binandito ng execution. Ayaw nila makakita ng mga diversion play. Well, for the side of LPE, ayaw nila makakita ng show ng isang Chakno.
Totoo yan. Not only that, no, this is probably the first time na medyo nineglect dito ang isang Selena. We've been, for the countless series na meron tayo dito for MPL Season 7, most of the time ban ang Selena. Even lagi siyang kasama sa first 3 bans ng mga teams dito. Pero right now, on this certain draft natin, both teams, hindi nila pinapansin. And this might be a good pick for LPE, or since mukhang ang magiging jungler na rito ng execution most likely is gonna be a marksman, will they want to pick like a Eudora? So para mabura nila kaagad dito?
Those are valid points. Pero tingin ko para kay LPE, Rob, pwede silang magsilina dito eh. Kasi usually naman ang isang Ling nag-start sa buff eh.
Totoo.
And kung gusto mo mag-start sa buff, what better hero to choose than the Selena? Kasi Selena, lalagay siya ng isang trap, tapos kalmot onte, kalmot everywhere. Mabilis makukuha dito ni Ling o ni Aspect yung kanyang buff at makakaikot sila ng mabilis. But still, LPE, they go for that Khalid, and madami siyang mga perks dito actually na gumamit agad ng mga ultimates that might be yung Uranus and yung Lunox para sa side dito ng execration. This is a good way to catch people. At the same time, magandang combination din yan para kay Alice.
Yes. Agree with you, no? Kumbaga, in terms of LPE dito, medyo AOE-centric din, no? Yung kanilang lineup dito, we have the Selena and of course, yung ultimate din ng isang Ling and etong sa Khalid. Pero going for execration, they are more on a certain target. Na kumbaga, burst down pero single-handedly. So, I was really thinking dito, I think the Claude is still open but this might be a little bit squishy. Pero what are the choices ngayon for execration?
And we will find out, ladies and gentlemen, as that is going to be the Granger and the Kufra. Gusto nila na may pang-counter initiate sila. Kung papasin mo, Rob, yung lineup dito na ginawa ng LPE, meron kang Khalid, meron kang Alice. So that means ang dami yung pang-dive dun sa likod without getting damage as much as possible.
Yes.
Si Croc din, may wild charge din yan, and especially si Ling. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga heroes dito ng LPE, papasok eh.
Yes, totoo yan. And one thing, no, na going dito with execration jungler, mostly yung mga nakikita natin na Granger na gumagamit, laging may partner na isang Rafaela na mabilis yung ikot, mas parang nakakapag-farm agad-agad. And there's gonna be a different ngayon for the side of execration. Pero LPE will be picking as their last pick, their mid lane, ang isang Kagura.
Maganda yung Kagura pick na ginawa dito ng LPE. Considering na meron kang Harith, meron kang Granger at meron kang Lunox, you are going to force someone na talagang ma-burst down or mapauwi dahil kaya mo silang bawasan ng matinding buhay dito. At the same time, ang ginagawa naman ng execration dito, they're going for the poke play. Na parang kukuha tayo ng isang pick-off, tatalon yung Kufra, tapos kapag may nahuli yung Kufra, ang gagawin naman nila is susubukan nilang burst yun. Dito ako kay Manjin. Pati sa Lunox.
Yes.
Kasi grabe yung burst potential eh. Meron kang Chaos Darkening, meron kang Rondo, meron kang Death Sonata. Ang daming ways to burst down someone para dito sa side ng execration. So, kailangan mag-ingat yung LPE dito sa pagpasok. Hindi dapat sila hiwa-hiwalay dito.
Oo, and probably, baka maharapan dito. Katulad ng ginawa ng game number 1 dito ni Chakno, nandito naman for the side ngayon ng LPE, yung kanilang Grak, to be able to soak out the damage na sinabi mo kanina, yung Rhapsody, probably, pati yung Death Sonata dito ng isang Granger. So, medyo in terms dito sa execration, no, sa kanilang draft ngayon dito, Butters, masasabi ko, they have to play it precisely sa kanilang mga power spike. Like for example, this Granger needs to work its way around from early to mid game na at least makakuha ng early lead dito against LPE. Kasi kung iisipin mo rito, nasa LPE ngayon ang bola ng late game.
Tingnan mo si Etomax dito kung gaano siya ka-aggressive. Wow, talagang nag-deal siya ng sobrang daming damage dito with his first skill. Now, LPE, Bimo, and Arvs getting that sabihin natin, extra vision for their side and extra buff din para sa isang Grok dito. And at the same time, nandun din sa may area si Chaknu at si Etomax. Alam nila dito na magpipilit sila Bimo at si Arvs na mag-invade, especially with the Kagura and the Grok.
Yes, kaya binabantayan na rin ni Chakno rito yung kanyang jungler So far dito LPE medyo maganda ang rotation nila dito compared to what they had on the first game, and given that LPE they slightly have a better side lane in terms of this Khalid against execration.
Execration, ladies and gentlemen, tignan natin kung paano nila kokontrolin yung early game nila dito. Netomax, nahuli sa may gitna. Arvs naman dito, medyo kinulang yung damage, and Netomax will be able to get away. Bimo dito, na-swing niya naman yung kanyang power of nature, but still, at sabihin na lang natin na si Arvs dito, hindi pa complete yung arsenal niya in terms of bursting. Level 3 pa lang siya.
Yes, level 3 pa lang siya. Pero it's a good timing din na nandun si Chakno. Potentially, kung wala rin namang flicker doon, baka na-pick off doon si Etomax. So, mga kaibigan, medyo slow ang facing natin dito sa laro na to. Probably the first team fight na makikita natin is to within this first turtle.
Dahil ba sobrang dependent ng mga heroes nila sa mga ultimate nila, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng slow start dito?
Agree. I mean, going back dito sa LPE, look at their AOEs, is lahat manggagaling din from their ultimates. And with execration, they could potentially get the early game, given that the damage potential dito from this Granger. Look at how Chakno is zoning out the members dito ng LPE. Only Ryota ang makaka-contest dito sa turtle na to.
And Ryota dito, nandun siya sa quicksand guard. But he will still go down. Turtle dito, mapupunta pa rin sa Execration. And this is the fight na hinahanap ng Execration kanina pa. And dito na masisira yung balance natin. Yung equilibrium na nangyari kanina. Nag-live sila in peace for quite some time. Nung nag-level 4, nagdigmaan.
Yes, nagdigmaan and that all thanks to Chakdo para sa akin dito, Butters. Kasi kung hindi niya na-zone out doon yung mga members ng LPE, hindi magiging ganun ka-confident dito yung Execration. Medyo naging risky nga doon si Ryota given na medyo mas nakakalabang siya dito against Renzo sa early game sa baba. Yung pick-off na yon medyo makakabawi ngayon dito ang side ngayon dito ng Execration. And on the top lane, medyo stalemate lang to pero delikado si Kelra dito.
And Kelra dito trying to get away pero si Aspect dito bawing-bawi. Gusto niya talaga makabawi dun sa Game 1 performance niya. And Aspect, maganda ang nagiging start niya dito.
Maganda talaga ang start dito ni Aspect compared to what he has on game number 1 sa kanyang Roger. So, I think, Butters, medyo pantay pa rin naman tayo dito. There's a swing na manggagaling from Execration. Likewise dito for LPE. Pero here onto the bottom lane, medyo sinusoak out lang dito ni KelVJ ang energy shield and gold ngayon dito ng turret ng LPE.
And Execration dito, they don't really have the best tower turret pushers as of now. Kasi ang turret push nila manggagaling kay Kelra eh. Dun sa Zaman Force tsaka dun sa Chrono Dash. But still, they're trying to get a bit of the energy shields para kahit papano maging advantage nila yan into the late game. Now, nahuli dito si Etomax. Aspect dito, going wild. Chakno dito, nagiging target ni Ryota. KelVJ, a 1v1 versus the junglers dito for both sides. Pero alam mo, Rob, wala talagang gusto magpatinag at lahat nagtatantsahan pa lang.
Yes, and medyo exchange lang yon, no, with the mid lanes ng both teams natin dito, mga kaibigan. Pero Renzo, medyo feeling confident na siya dito sa may bottom lane to be able to cut down waves against dito kay Ryota. Meanwhile, sa may top lane, Jake the Dog, delikado siya dito.
Jake the Dog, tinada siya dito ni Kelra and in a 1v1 situation, nawalan bigla si Jake doon ng mga minion.
Oo, ang mahirap no, pagka isa-isang alis, pag wala na yung mga minion, parang mas magiging vulnerable kapag given that the 7-4 was there. And I think Calamity Reaper was also available dito para sa side ngayon ni Kelra. And one more thing, dito sa may top lane.
And Renzo dito will get punished. Nag-overextend siya doon. Tinry niya mag-cut ng waves para kahit pa paano yung makatulong siya sa ibang lanes. Ito yung importansya ng pagka-cut waves eh. Pero still, you have to remember, meron pa rin mga taong pwede mag-rotate para parusahan ka at yun yung nangyari doon.
Wow, look at KelVJ trying to snipe doon si Arbs with his death zone nata. Pero delikado to Torre dito sa gitna. Butters, hindi yata kayang depensahan ni Bimo to.
And Bimo dito can only do so much. Tama ka doon. Hindi naman gaano ka-spammable dito yung power of nature. Etomax and the others, nag-i-aim na silang kunin dito yung purple buff ng isang Ling. Alam naman natin kung gaano ka-importante ang purple buff para sa isang Ling.
Dangerous grounds to for LPE, mga kaibigan. Kailangan to ni Aspect. This is not the time para mawalan siya ngayon dito ng purple buff. Medyo nagkakaroon na naman ng pressure dito on the side of LPE because Execration is actually execution very well ngayon dito sa mid-game natin. Look at the jump na magagaling kay Chakno.
And Ryota getting caught out. Eto na, Lunox going in and that is going to be the kill for that Lunox. At sabi ni Bimo dito, we will go for the wild charge, taking down 2 people, ladies and gentlemen. But Chakno dito with the counter initiate. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Place after place coming from both tanks.
Alam mo yung nangyari doon? Talon ni Chakno, set niya, labas siya, rinse and repeat. Chakno is just creating space for the whole Execration squad dito, mga kaibigan. And time and time again, itong tank na to sobrang reliable. Alam mo yung ang dali ng nagiging galaw dito nila KelVJ. Halos hindi nga mapasok. Sinubukan yun ng Kagura pero buntikan pa. Actually, siya yung nabura doon. And given that na-burst downs din sila nung Lunox dito ni Etomax. And right now, Bimo is having a hard time to zone out the members of Execration. And that's gonna signal Execration ngayon para kunin ang susunod na turtle.
LPE, anong gagawin nila dito? Aspect still alive. Pwede nila i-contest to. Pwede nila hayaan na mapunta dito sa side na Execration and they will let it be. Aspect dito, ang ginagawa niya is masaya na siyang nakakuha siya ng free farm sa jungle at hindi nila ipipilit yon. But Renzo here, medyo nagkakaroon na ng difference itong bot lane na to. Kahit kaya nila pareho i-sustain ang isa't isa, But still, it all depends on that turret. Kumbaga, alam mo yun, nabasagan na si Renzo dito ng side niya ng turret, but still, si Ryota dito napoprotektahan niya pa rin etong turret nila.
Yes, given na napoprotektahan niya yun, no? Pero medyo slight disadvantage pa rin yun para sa side ng LPE, or given that dapat mas nakalamang kasi yung Khalid doon against the Uranus. Yung execute dito ng Khalid, halos hindi nila nagagamit, and look at that. Just like that, Butters, nawalan ng purple buff na naman si Aspen.
And Ryota dito, mapipilitan na naman siya gumamit ng quick sand guard. Kinain niya yung Rondo, kinain niya yung first kill doon ng isang Granger, but still, the damage is not enough, pero nakaramdaman mo pa rin na yung away doon sa damage ni Kiel at sa doon sa quick sand guard, napakalaking factor pa rin yan. Parang hindi ka na nakapag quick sand guard sa ganung alagay.
Oo, kumbaga parang nag-gate lang din yung regeneration na manggagaling doon sa quick sand guard. Medyo malalim si Renzo dito, pero confident siya because he's just creating space, and meron din naman siyang flicker. Now, Execration is slowly choking down LPE, yung resources nila dito. Probably itong bottom lane na to mabasag na rin. Unti-unti na to, Butters. Uubusin na ngayon dito ng Execration yung mga outer turrets ng LPE to the point na mapipilitan na naman sila to go with some risky plays like what they did on game number 1.
Now, yung story dito sa larong to, Execration, laging may tug of war dito sa mga games nitong two teams na to.
Yeah.
LPE, nakakalaban sila, pero Execration, sila yung nakakalamang in terms of objectives. Ngayon, this is the Chakno factor, tingin ko, Robe. Na, automatic, wala si Chakno, alam mo kung nasan siya. Pero dahil doon kung nasan siya, natatakot kayong magstay doon sa area na yun kung saan niya maaabot kayo kasi alam mo ang galing mag-set netong taong to.
Oo, and given na hindi rin ganun kadali ang mga set dito for the side of LPE. I mean, given na itong Graf, hindi mo naman basta-basta masesetan yan, pero he's actually getting the right target. Kumbaga, binibigyan niya ng pressure dito katulad ng mid lane. Like sila Arbs, pinapasok niya basta-basta dito, pero speaking of basta-basta, nawala doon si Chakno.
And Chakno dito, getting forced out, and siya ay tutumba. Jake the Dog! Tatamaan siya dito, ladies and gentlemen, ng isang bala ng Death Sonata, and that is a 2-for-1 trade favoring the side of Execration.
Yes, Execration is still got ahead doon sa exchange na yun. Yes, Chaknu, nakuha siya doon, but Ryota was also been down, and na-pressure din nila as well dito yung LPE. So, ang ginagawa ngayon dito ng Execration, well, actually, they're taking the first Lord, and this is gonna be uncontested, Butter.
Tatandaan mo, Butter.
Kinulang ng S.
Kinulang ng S. Tama naman kasi kinulang din ng LPE doon ng retribution para i-contest yung Lord. Tama ka doon.
Konti lang sila na konti.
Tama ka doon. Rob
yung damage nila.
Una. Tama ka doon. But still, you have to remember dito, Rob, one of the main factors kung bakit nagkakaroon ng difference dito into the kills is because yung Execration, nasa kanila yung lamang in terms of range eh.
Yun. Range and burst nandito sa side ngayon ng Execration. I mean, AOE-wise, yes, LPE has all of it. Pero the mere fact na hindi nila yun magamit against dito sa Execration kasi lagi sila ding nauunahan. And even itong yung kanilang link, hindi makapasok basta-basta. And together with Bimo, hindi niya maka-zone out kasi kaya siyang tunawin dito na Etomax with its Lunox.
Tsaka iisipin mo, Rob, kapag ka pumasok ka dun sa mga AOE, sabihin natin si Jake the Dog, pumasok siya with a flowing blood. Si Ryota, nag-ultimate siya dun sa may gitna. You have to remember na kapag ka hindi naging successful yung initiation mo, kailangan mo tumakbo pabalik. At dun pumapasok yung range battle dito. Na hinahabol ka ng Death Sonata, hinahabol ka ni Kel na nakapagsaman force na nagko-chrono dash. Ang daming areas na kailangan i-cover ng LPE para maka-escape sila ng maayos.
Tignan mo nga dito si Renzo, parang sumasali na sa LPE. Kumbaga, hindi na siya pinapansin. Dito, kumbaga, parang kampi na. Diba, ganon ka-confident ngayon dito ang Execration going in sa base ng LPE.
Pre, may tryout ba kayo? Natuloy siya sa gitna. Pero, alam mo yon, ito yung zoning capability ng isang Uranus. Si Ryota nandun sa may likod. Quick sand guard. I don't think that it will save him in any way. Lord goes down, pero will it matter? Jake the Dog goes down once again. And look at the damage output coming up from Execration. Will this be a 2-0? Look at that. Shakdu going in with a 2-man Tyrant's Revenge. At tutumba dito yung mga members ng LPE. Left and right. Arbs dito, Bimo. Sila na lang ang natitira. Susubukan nilang i-def etong base nila. But still, will it be enough? Renzo dito still at full HP. And Ryota kakabuhay lang. Pero it won't really matter as Execration takes game number 2 in the series.
And yes, Butters, wow! Execution from the momentum that they had yesterday, dala-dala pa rin nila ngayon. What a sweep para sa team na to.
And this winning moment, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Put your game face on and finally say goodbye to those awkward itch a GG moments. Thanks to Head and Shoulders, 100% dandruff-free and itch-free. Now, mas mabango pa.
Yes, mas mabango talaga ang magiging tulog dito, or rather ganda ng tulog dito ng side ng Execration as they got 3 points against LPE. LPE really needs to bounce back. This is their third loss in a row and I think they have to think twice or hard kung paano ang magiging approach nila sa mga susunod pa nilang laban.
Then again, yung Execration na to, iba yung side na pinapakita nila ngayon eh. Like, nasabi na to dati na in terms of execution, hindi daw sila nakakagalaw masyado. Katulad sinabi mo, may dalawang execute na.
Oo.
Nasobra na sa execute, pero yung execution, pero right now, yung execution nila is on point and this is a scary execution papasok ng next games nila. But let us throw it back to our analyst, Wolf. What do you have for us?
Thank you so much, casters. Nakita natin ang magandang execution na naman ng Execration, but this time solely focusing on the early objectives. Lalong-lalo na abusing the fact that they have a good early game composition compared to their opponents, LPE. My name is Wolf, your analyst, at bakit hindi natin i-breakdown ang naging laban na yan. The following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. And we did say about early game and their potential para sa Execration. Kung isipin, yung Execration, ang una nilang direksyon sa kanilang draft ay medyo late game. Dahil inuna nila yung Harith pick, combination with the Uranus. Tapos yung LPE naman, parang, hindi naman sa ginaya, but more like the same first two picks, which technically is Ling as well as the Alice. Same with what Execration did in the previous match. So, makikita mo na agad yung personality ng pare sa teams na to when it comes to the kind of composition that they want to run. LPE, gusto nila, meron silang pampunta sa backlines at meron silang late game prowess with Ling as well as Alice. Nandun na rin yung kanilang assassination potential. Samantala yung Execration naman, ang talagang revelation lang nung kanilang nature of the draft was in the second phase. In fact, yung last two picks nila ay Kufra as well as the Granger, which I thought is very good when it comes to dealing with LPE. Meron silang Kufra na pang-lockdown ng Ling if ever. May maganda silang way para pigilan din yung Khalid in a way. At meron silang early game courtesy of the Granger. Early game in form of taking jungle at pati na rin yung mga objectives like turtles and turrets and even the Lord. Tapos, sa late game stages, meron silang Harith. So, if ever dumating nga sa point na kailangan na magkaroon ng late game battles when it comes to their cores, magkakaroon tayo ng laban between Harith Granger versus Ling and Alice, which, if you think about it, ay mas madaming tools ang LP in the end. But, in the early stages and the mid stages of the match, lalong-lalo na around objectives, dyan lalamang naman ang side ng Execration, which we will see later. For now, the following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Lalong-lalo na pa rin sa mga viewers natin na nanonood ng mga post-game analysis. Swerteng-swerte kayo dahil pag pinuntahan nyo ang QR code na to, just scan it or maybe go to the link para sa ating live watching rewards. You'll have the chance to win a skin worth 599 diamonds. Sali lang kayo dyan at first 30,000 followers or entries will be granted the treasure box. Sana makakuha kayo. But then again, let's go back to the game and watch the highlights of the match. These game highlights are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Turtle fight, very crucial. Execration, nakakuha sila ng advantage dahil alam natin yung kanilang early game prowess with Lunox na played as a mid, tapos meron kang Granger. Sobrang taas ng kanilang potential para mag-take ng Turtle. Although, Ling, technically speaking, meron siyang Tempest of Blades into Retribution na pwedeng gawin niyang play, hindi nga natin nakita. By the way, Kelra, what an amazing outplay onto the top lane. Sobrang crucial nun kasi namatay siya in the first round dahil ginank siya ng LPE tapos nakabawi agad siya when it comes to the economy. But looking at this, 6 minutes in pa lang, we can see na forwards na talaga execution. Makakuha sila ng what? One turret as of this moment, tas one turtle, tapos nanakaw sila ng isang purple buff, eventually getting more pressure and influence around the map. By the way, napakagandang juggling. Yung flicker ni Chuck na doon, you saw in that slow-mo. Tapos babalik siya to fight with the Tyrant's Rage or Tyrant's Revenge. Tapos Tyrant's Rage dito sa moment na to, yung in-out potential coming out from Execration, so crisp. Nakikita natin yung kit kasi ng kanilang mga heroes, halos lahat may dashes at significant yung mga dash. So when we saw the juggling ulit na potential ng Execration, just like in the previous game, mas amplified pa sa larong to. In fact, sa early stages ng teamfights, yung damage output ng LPE ay hindi pa gano'ng kataas. Tapos na-juggle pa sila, nako-control pa sila, or in the terms of players, na ma-micro sila sa mga fights. Doon na natin nakita na Execration ay handang-handa sa laban na to. Hindi lang sa draft, pati na rin sa kanilang execution. Eto Max, 6, 1, and 5. When it comes to the KDA, damage dealt is 44,000 coming out from the mid laner and 79% kill participation. These are MVP stats talaga for a Lunox. Coming out from Etomax, the MVP of the game was brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. And Etomax, the MVP of the game, dahil sa kanyang tamang pwestuhan, tamang paggamit ng kanyang skill and survivability and the burst ng potential. But also, we still have to take note yung ibang mga members. Like Chakno, for example, on this Kufra. Wonderful performance. Granger, as well as Kelra on the Hadith, and syempre Uranus mula kay Renzo, all working lalong-lalo na sa sarili nilang roles when it comes to just filling up the job na kailangan nilang gawin. Doon sila nakakuha ng victory. Execration sweeps LPE. That has been my analysis of game number 2 and that series. Back to you, casters.
Maraming salamat, Wolf. And ang juicy nung binato ni Wolf doon. Ang dami yung facts na sinabi. And the thing is, laging tug of war talaga yung nagaganap doon sa mga first two, yung actually 2 games na nangyari doon. Tug of war siya. Pareho silang sinusubukan kumuha ng pick-off, sinusubukan nila manalo ng skirmishes unti-unti. And at the same time, tingin mo ba it is a veteran thing for Execration to win those back and forths na nangyari?
Yeah, I guess, I think, ang nangyayari, no, parang yung rotation in the early stages of the game, parang it's almost the same. Merong nakukuha yung kapilang team, Execration,
exactly.
Meron din namang nakukuha yung LPE. Parang lagi lang nag-revolve talaga doon sa first turtle eh. I mean, LPE, ang ganda na naging start nila on the first game, tapos suddenly namatay yung dalawa sa kanya. Kumbaga, na 0-2 na nila si KelVJ nung game number 1, tapos suddenly bumaliktad pa. Tapos on game number 2, naulit na naman yon para sa side ng Execration.
And guys, marami pa kami pwede sabihin, but still, we have to make way para doon sa ating third series. MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. And that has been the second series of the day. Ako nga pala si Butters, kasama ko si Rob Luna, and we were your casters for that Execration versus LPE series. We will see you in a bit. Magkakaroon na tayo na short break. See you guys.
Welcome to the Giga Life. Your passions, your stories, your life. Simplified with just one app. This is the future. The Giga Life in just one tap. Experience more Giga moments when you make the smart choice. With the Philippines' fastest mobile data network. How do I know it's T1? Simple, smart ako.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Moment na sana, pero hassle ang kati. Yung kati na yan, Dahil sa dandruff yan. You need Head and Shoulders. Unlike beauty shampoos, tanggal ang dandruff that causes kate. No more hassle sa moment. Goodbye na sa kate dahil 100% dandruff-free ka.
Sikreto ng mga gwapong Master Gamer? Para fresh all day, bring your clay game with Master. New Master All-in-One Clay Wash. Fights germs, controls oil up to 12 hours, and helps prevent pimples. New Master All-in-One Clay Wash. Sikreto ng mga gwapo.
Express your online business. Express your online business.
When you look inside a JanSport backpack, you see a story that started in 1967. And since then, our mission has expanded to helping protect our environment for future generations to enjoy. It's a work in progress, but just this season we've used the equivalent of 13 million bottles worth of recycled polyester in our most popular backpacks. When you look inside a JanSport pack, you see our commitment to this brilliant blue planet we call home. And we're just getting started.
Nature is our ally, not our enemy. We rely on nature as our life support system.
We are all connected. This is our opportunity for a new balance with nature.
It's time to step up our game for conservation.
Let's gather for a team fight.
There's no other option. This is our end game.
We could be the last generation to save the world.
Together we can protect and conserve species and their habitat. Because together, anything is possible.
Victory! 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 Victory for nature!
Together,
Together possible!
Ready, go!
Demons shall bathe in their blood.
Healing prayers for you. I am the
Welcome back, Anna.
Immortality! The strongest ninja.
The universe is but a lie.
Your fate is in my hands.
New adventure, new legend.
Everyone, LPE allegiance. I must win.
What do you do when what you desire is beyond reach?
You use power that breaks barriers. The Giga Life.
Now in 5G.
Do you believe this is possible?
I do.
How do you know?
Simple, smart, acro.
Hi guys, I'm here with Kate and Bea.
Bad timing ang kate. Baka dandruff yan? Use Head and Shoulders every day. Unlike beauty shampoos, tanggal ang dandruff that causes kate. Para di pa balik-balik, katigan for good na. Dahil 100% dandruff-free ka.
Hi guys, I'm here with Kate.
Para araw-araw, close na close. Max Pinabango.
Welcome back to MPL Philippines Season 7, presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Nakasali na ba kayo sa ating mythical raffle draw, mga ka-ML? Kailangan nyo lang i-scan ang code na makikita nyo sa inyong screen. That QR code will lead you to another place na pwede nyong i-take ang ating quiz. Napakadali lang na ating mga katanungan at pwede kayong manalo ng mga in-game prizes tulad ng Diamond diamonds and skins. Kaya bilisan nyo dahil ito kailangan first 10,000 para manalo kayo doon. Meron din tayong live watching rewards just by watching. You can win prizes. First 30,000 na mag-scan at ma-fill up ng form quickly and correctly, magkakaroon ng ating mga in-game prizes. So good luck sa inyong lahat. Bilisan nyo, mag-scan na kayo. Now, MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. Get 1 gig a day for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more, plus 1 gig a day for 7 days. Just dial *123# or download GigaLife app and choose free games. Ako po si Mara Aquino at kasama ko naman ngayon ang ating mga experts, Omi and Rob. Oh my goodness, eto, El Clasico ang masasaksihan natin ngayon. Etong dalawang koponan na to, talagang meron silang history. And what is something that strikes out to you the most dito sa rivalry nila?
Well, rivalry itself, no, given yung from Season 4, Season 5, sila nagharap sa Grand Finals. Season 6, nabaliktad yon because ONIC outbested naman doon ang AURO-PH.
And looking at this rivalry, I really want to see the history shine through this present day. I'm quite positive that fire will continue to burn in the next match.
Talagang sobrang interesting itong El Clasico kasi yung aura, yung nag-champion ng Season 4, Season 5, pagdating ng Season 6, na-eliminate ng ONIC ang aura sa playoffs, 5-0 sweep. At ngayon, kilalanin na natin itong aura with a champion mentality. Pag tinignan natin ang AURO-PH, yes, they have a championship mindset, championship attitude. Pero, nag-iba din yung kanilang lineup, nag-iba din yung nagaganap ngayong Season 7. So far, what can you say about their performance this season, Womi?
Well, for week 1, I think Lord Hades really popped off. We did see the Granger pick first appear in the side of AURO-PH, and yun yung pinaka naaalala ko because AURO-PH, they really were the team na pinakita nung week 1 pa lang and week 2 na meron talaga silang bagong mau-offer. Kumbaga, lahat ng nanonood, alam nila na magaling na yung aura, pero hindi nila alam na may ipapadala pa palang mga bago.
Tignan natin ang kanilang lineup. Sino nga ba ang pupunta ngayon at maglalaro dito? Raflasha, Greed, Hades, JP, and Benny Cutie.
Wow. Now, looking din sa ganito, no? I was about to say kanina, no, when Omi is actually talking about AURO-PH, sasabihin ko sana na from JP being the jungler dito ng AURO-PH, siya yung naging parang tank nila. Then now, Raflisha is gonna be in, so mababago na naman ang magiging setup nila dito. Probably, itong si JP ang kanilang magiging mid lane.
And looking at Raflisha's performance from way back, or maybe in the start of Season 7 rather, it was really stellar, especially on his signature Grok.
Makakalaban nila ang isang koponan that had a great start but had a setback yesterday. So now, they want to make a comeback. Kilalanin natin ang ONIC PH. Itong ONIC PH, natalo sila kahapon, had a setback in probably the longest game so far in Season 7. You'd expect that they'd be in a downward mood. Actually, sa inside scoop natin, they're 5 times better. They have fire in their blood right now. Parang nga daw wake-up call. Paano nga ba nagiging wake-up call ang isang pagkatalo tulad ng nangyari dati para sa ONIC, Rob?
Well, for ONIC, diba, since wake-up call, given na natalo kayo for a series, parang mas nakikita nyo kung ano yung mga nagiging mistake nyo, yung mga nagiging mali nyo on the plays, and for sure, yun yung mga gagamutin nila going sa susunod nilang mga series.
Makikita natin ngayon ang kanilang lineup kung sino nga ba ang gustong bumawi. Maglalaro ngayon Dilar, Hate, Iaknu, Jay, and Kyrie.
And looking at this lineup alone, based on the game that we saw yesterday, sobrang heartbreak sa kanila yun. Napakahaba. And that was their first series loss. Again, the wake-up call is very important here. Itong mga players na nakita natin, for sure, gising na yan ngayon para sa rivalry matchup na to.
Siyempre, pag rivals, ibang klase talaga ang ipapakita natin. Itong head-to-head na to, brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94 and get yours now for only 13,999 pesos. So itong dalawa, rivalry renewed, the rivalry remains. Itong two teams will collide to close this day 2 for our week 3. Napaka-memorable ng clashes nila. Bakit nga ba ito inaabangan ng mga tao? What's so good about Aura and ONIC going up against each other all the time, Ron?
Well, pwede mo sabihin na lagi silang 50-50, na parang laging merong bago na magaganap dito. Look at the team comparison dito, no? Almost on par sila in terms of KDA, halos lahat ng stats dito, both of the teams, sabihin na natin, pantay sila, individual skills meron sila dito. Ang iisipin mo na lang dito, and how would they outbest? Number 1, drafting. Number 2 is execution sa mismong team play.
Ikaw naman, Womi, what strikes out to you the most dito sa stats na nakikita natin?
Gusto ko yung pareha sila ng Turtle Secure. This is very important kasi Turtles are a core principle or core objective in the early game. And if you have a better early game, most of the time you get to snowball into a better mid game or a better late game. And if both teams have the same stat in that regard, that means their early game will almost always be pantay. As you said, 50-50. It's going to be an intense match in the early game, and whoever finds the edge by mid-game will almost always win by late game.
At meron din tayo mga manlalaro that always finds the edge. Who will be the head and shoulders above the competition? Put your game face on and finally say goodbye to those awkward #HGG moment thanks to Head and Shoulders. 100% dandruff-free and itch-free. Now, mas mabango pa. Meron tayong mga key players mula sa Aura. Nandyan si Benny Cutie, Lord Hades, and Raflesia.
Yes, for this three people that we're seeing on the screens right now, Benny Cutie, sobrang consistent niya with the side lane. And Lord Hades dito, medyo yung start nila with the game with RPH, hindi masyado naging maganda. Pero yung previous series nila, together with JP, na yun yung kanyang naging tank, sobrang ganda na naging performance to ni JP. But Raflesia, this is already a legend. We've all known kung ano ang capabilities nito ni Raflesia.
Para naman sa ONIC, meron din tayong tatlong manlalaro. Key players, Hate, Kyrie, Jay.
Let's look at Kyrie here. Actually, no, let's look at Jay. Yung Angela pick niya has been very good for ONIC PH. Again, ONIC PH as a team, konti lang yung mga heroes played nila. They always stick to the heroes that work for them in almost all of their matches. And it's very important to take note that not only this Angela is great for Jay, but also the other picks as well, such as the Cho. Jay definitely is the player to watch out for in terms of amplifying the talents that they already have in ONIC PH.
Meron din tayong picks for both teams at ikukumpara natin ang dalawang manlalaro. These featured players will do all they can para hindi mag-GG. Bring your clay game with Master, sekreto ng mga guwapo. Featured players natin sa parehong koponan, meron tayong Raflesia and Jay. Comparing these two and looking at these stats, how will you compare them both?
Well, looking at the role first, we have to take note that kill participation is the best stat to look at here. Hindi mo kailangan bigyan ng masyadong paki yung KDA. Kasi pag ikaw yung tank, kadalasan mamamatay ka talaga, you're risking your life for your team.
Tama.
So KDA won't be that much of an issue, but kill participation is. And looking at the stats alone, I have to give it for Jay. 69% on that roaming potential of his, and that just means that almost everything that's happening around ONIC PH, meron siyang ginagawa para sa team niya.
Another interesting thing to see also, yung laning formation. Rob, let's take a look at this lane prediction.
Yes, looking here, no? Wow, actually, tinitignan ko dito, was that JP on the side lane right now? So, meaning, we are actually seeing Greed, Hades, and Raflisha on the mid lane. I think this might be the first na makikita natin dito. And this just shows that si JP sobrang versatile na, multi-role, kumbaga, itong player na to.
This matchup, ONIC PH versus AURO PH, the rivalry is renewed. It's really interesting to see how both will face each other with this whole new lineup. Siyempre, hihimayin yan at magbibigay kulay ang ating mga shoutcasters. Anchor and analyst, pasok!
A familiar rivalry with different faces. Ito ang storya ngayon. ONIC PH versus AURO PH. Ladies and gentlemen, always remember that the MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart. Free games for all. Welcome to the Caster's Desk. Ako nga pala si Butters, ang inyong magiging anchor. And kasama ko naman ngayon si TDZ, ang inyong magiging analyst. Tads, kamusta? And what are your certain expectations dito sa laban na to?
Tol, I'm really excited. Gusto ko makita ulit ang El Clasico. So sa akin, napakalaking bagay kasi changes nga sa phases, pero I think the playstyle will still remains. Pati yung competition, yung dalawang to, as going back as a few seasons more, talagang ganun yung pa rin yung impact ng laro.
And as we continue to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, we encourage everyone to follow the government's health and safety protocols. This includes practicing social distancing, wearing a face mask and face shields, sanitizing, proper hand washing, and staying at home as much as possible. Let's all do our part to stay safe and help stop COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, mainit ang magiging tapatan na to, and iba ang mga players, pero each player na nandito has a story. Hate and Benny Cutie, former team members, now nasa magkaibang pwesto na sila ng team.
Yep, nakikita natin yung performance ni Benny Cutie. Again, one of the strongest side lanes dito, and he's really fulfilling his role. Saka natin siya yung unang player na nakita natin ng Bane Mage, di ba? So, really flexible for this one, and I think this is a very good addition sa side ng AURO PH.
And who will make the smart choices in the draft? This draft is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Ngayon, looking at the certain boot camps dito and the drafting screen, makita mo na Raflisha will be playing this time around.
Oh, so tingin ko saktong-sakto din yun eh. Against ONIC PH, gusto nating ilabas dito yung memories, yung memories ng Raflisha is playing, especially going back to his tank role, kung ano man yung role na gamitin niya, but still the composition still remains the same. Nakita natin, looking at the draft right now, Benedetta and the Johet, ito yung mga pagkakataon na ONIC PH, okay, alam natin na ito na yung sa tagal ng paglalaro natin, for sure, alam na natin kung paano maglaro yung isa't isa. Adding to Benny Cutie's addition, ang laking pagkakataon ng ONIC PH to show how refined their current workout is.
But the thing is, Tads, TDZ, di Tads, TDC pa. Tol, kamusta? Kilowash is not playing this time around.
Malaking bagay talaga yan. I think it's one of the preparations of AURO PH na rin. Since ONIC PH coming from their previous defeats, most probably they will go for the almost the same lineup but a much more refined tune. So with the preparation from AURO PH, for sure ito yung tamang timpla na hinahanap nila against ONIC.
Refined tune, I like the word, Tads. But considering pa na doing it at a very high profile match para dito sa kanila, this might seem na AURO PH really has that versatility. But for the side ng ONIC PH naman, they stick with their lineup and alam nila na kaya nila mapanalo to with a certain lineup alone.
Kasi tingin ko kumbaga kung flexible yung isang kalaban, meron din tayong advantage when it comes to sticking to your main five. Kumbaga, pagkakataon na nandun din yung connection sa isa't isa. Kumbaga, mas madaling ma-execute yung mga plays. And I think that is also the strength of ONIC PH. And, well, tol, nakita naman natin, kung mas solid yung team composition ninyo, mas magiging available din yung mga hero pools, mas madadalian yung mga players, and also the coaches to refine kung ano ba yung dapat na i-draft natin dito against this certain team, which is Aura PH.
ONIC PH picking up the Selena, as you've said, and this is going to give a lot of pressure para din sa side ng Aura. And ayaw mo din makuha kasi ng Aura yan kasi Creed is notorious for being one of the best, na pinakamagagaling na Selena players dito sa MPL PH. Aura PH, ang sagot naman nila, it's going to be the Lunox, pati ang Baksha.
Well, nakita naman natin yan from the previous weeks na highly contested, highly bannable ang Selena ngayon. Ngayong week 3 lang ulit na lumabas itong Selena, and we've seen how effective this Selena pick is. So yung wards niya, kumbaga yung kanyang traps that can provide information for the rest of the team, at kapag tumama yung Abyssal Arrow. So tingin ko ang sagot dito ng Aura PH, sige, papiliin namin kayo ng Selena, but we will also secure one of the most mobile tanks sa game natin that can easily control or penetrate the box ng kalaban. So tingin ko, looking at the previous performance ng ONIC PH, yun yung ginawang butas ng Aura PH para ma-penetrate itong backlines ng ONIC.
At sinabi nga, yan yung pinaka-mobile sa Mobile Legends.
Totoo. Kaya nga Mobile Legends eh. Kumbaga,
kailangan mobile
din yung mobile din yung legend.
Pero itong mga to, itong mga to, may mobility din sila. At kaya din nilang mag-iikot sa mapa. Pero ito yung this is one of the things na hindi natin napansin, Tads. They pick up the Digi on the side of Aura PH. Napakawalan ang Digi dito. Pero ang ONIC PH, may sagot sila. Parang klasiko to ng Season 5 na may Selena ka, may papalingko pa ka.
Sakto niyan. Ang daming vision ng ONIC PH niyan, tol. Ang daming traps. Kasi again, going back to what I've mentioned earlier, yung Abyssal traps and also yung Popul Surprise can provide vision to all of the brushes. So, ang sagot dito ng Aura PH, sige, ibalik natin yung Rafflesia, yung Rafflesia Digi dito, Digi Strat. So, with that, kahit merong traps, kapag patay si Digi, pwede niyang gamitin yung kanyang ikot to cancel and also provide information sa side ng Aura PH. So, sobrang mobile ng composition dito ng Aura PH given the fact na meron din silang panghila or at least pang control dun sa core heroes or sa jungler ng ONIC PH.
Very well said, Dads. Aura PH banning out the Paquito. Ito din yung isang hero na hindi nila pinaka-priority. And mind you, isa yan sa mga pinakamagandang setup ng drafting na may mga meta heroes tayo na hindi napipili because we know that ONIC PH wants to do something. Meron silang idea sa pathing nila dito in terms of the draft. And at the same time, yung Aura PH din, meron din silang priority. Now, Aura PH, yung Baksha at yung Digi na to, nakita na natin kahapon.
Ilang beses natin
nakita natin to kahapon na may kasamang Estes.
Nako.
At nung may kasamang Estes, walang makapigil sa kanila. So this might be a setup sa isang strategy na ginawa ng Omega kahapon. Ngayon, Aura PH, they might try something similar.
Almost the same, yeah. Pati nakita natin yung performance eh. Well, adding to what you mentioned earlier, Butters, yung Digi plus the Baksha combination. So, kung sakaling hindi siya magiging feeding strat na Digi na most of the time nakikita natin lagi sa ating mga rank games, Digi is also one of the best hero to protect this 5-man composition. So, looking at the first 3 picks ng Aura PH dito, hindi malabo na mag 5-man group or mag-team fight composition sila dito. Kasi against Selena, ang strength ng Selena and ng Populang Kupa, nag-e-excel sila sa mga solo heroes na naiiwan. Kung sakali, 4-4-1 protect, diba? Yun yung pag nahuli ka ng isa din walang kasama, mag-pick off ka kagad. So with this current composition from Aura PH, highly punishable. Ang kailangan lang nila dito is probably Rafaela, kaso yun din yung reason kung bakit binan ng ONIC PH to, or rather be an Estes plus another marksman hero, since tingin ko yun ang kailangan nilang kunin against this high impact or yung mga heroes na gustong sumugod such as Selena sa side ng ONIC.
Aura PH, natanggalan sila dito ng Lance, so that is going to be somewhat of a loss para sa kanila, lalo na nakita natin si Hades na ginagamit to. Then again, yung ONIC PH dito, tinanggal na lang nila yung mga heroes na kaya mag-disrupt at kaya mag-burst down sa kanila using physical damage. Alam naman natin na medyo mahirap din para sa isang Popolin Kupa, sa isang Selena kapag nalapitan na sila. Kasi tatandaan natin, still, ranged battle pa rin yung ginagawa ng ONIC PH dito eh. Yung vision, nandyan. Yung traps, nandyan. Yung range, Granger, Selena, and Popolin Kupa, ano pang hihingin mo?
Diba? Lahat kumpleto sa Ricardo's kaagad. Pati isa rin to sa mga deny pick sa side ng Aura PH. Alam naman natin si Lord Hades nung debut niya, nag-danger Granger agad siya at sobrang effective. So kinuha yun ng ONIC PH. And nag-uuka kanina, Butters.
Alice pick ang nakuha ng Aura PH dito.
Nako po.
And
si Benny Cutie pa ang kukuha niyan, for sure.
Eto, kanina pag-uusapan natin, range battle ang labanan. Pero pag may kayang mag-break in with a flowing blood at gagamitan ka lang ng blood at ibabind ka lang, i-root ka lang, that is going to be a big problem para sa side ng ONIC PH.
Pati ang hirap nun. Tol, pero sabi mo naman, bago matapos yung sentence mo, ONIC PH, alam na namin yan. Papakitaan na namin kayo ng barats. Detonas, welcome, Tol. I-welcome niya si Alice. Welcome back. Pug, kinuha, inumpog sa pader. Welcome sa grupo ng ONIC PH. Yun yung ginawa nilang pang-counter dito sa Alice.
Si Barats dito, yung welcoming
community.
Wini-welcome
niya, oo.
Siya yung tumitingin ng ticket. Boss, may ticket ka ba? Wala.
Alis dito. Dinura sa pader. Pagad. Alis! But ang hirap din kasi, well, given the fact na si Barats naman kasi mga kaibigan, kapag nakakuha siya ng big guy niya, yung lumalaki siya, tumataas din yung physical and magic resistance or rather yung armor para sa side ng ONIC PH. So siya yung magiging main tank against the Lunox burst.
Pero alam mo, eto naman kapag kasi may Lunox yung kabilang side dito, usually iniiwasan mo na mag-Barats kasi yan yung mga direct counter sa isang Barats. So, nakita na dito ng ONIC PH na meron ng Lunox Pero pinili pa rin nila yung Barats.
Tingin ko rin kasi it's all about counter. Yes, I do respect na Lunox kapag counter siya with the burst from the Chaos Assaults. Pero kapag nauna dito yung itemization ni Dilar or rather ni Barats, mas madali niya makokontrol. Pati, ang magiging sagot nila dito, parang patching up the problem. Kung ang problem ng ONIC PH, yung sasalubong si Alice, especially with Benny Cutie's mastery on this Alice, control ka agad. Kaya nilang i-risk yung ganong counter especially para lang makumpleto yung kanilang timpla against Orange PH. Or Aura PH.
Tama naman, Orange PH. Orange naman sila
nakita ko kasi orange din yung kulay.
Orange naman sila si Orange PH at si Yellow PH.
Gana daw.
Gana yan.
Gana.
Still, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1, ONIC versus Aura. Napaka-pamilyar nitong rivalry na to. Now, with different faces, sino nga ba ang mananaig?
Tol, tingin ko dito, depende yan kung sino mauuna sa timpla or rather sa timing. That's what I'm trying to say. Kasi nakikita natin dito, JP, also with the retribution, this will be a feedy, Diggy na feed. Kumbaga, pero mapapanish siya dito, Hate will be the ones going to secure the first blood. Pero given the fact na yun talaga yung role na gustong ibigay ni JP, papatay lang siyang papatay, providing information, since wala silang healing factor sa side ng ONIC, itatrap nila si Jay or either si Hate.
And JP dito, talagang hindi ka tinatantanan. Alam din ng ONIC dito na hindi sila pwedeng rumekta doon sa My Purple Bomb. Kasi alam nila, si JP, meron siyang retribution dito. And Kyrie, ang dami niyang tinitake na damage dito and nakapatay. Si JP, and ibig sabihin nun, mag-reset yung kanyang
Gold Bounty. Indeed, back to 200 dito at yun ang gustong-gusto ng ONIC PH. Sige, gusto niyo mag-Digi strat? Okay, bibigay namin yung isang buhay namin just to make sure na si Hate is makakuha ng additional gold on top of that. Pero Arrow, sabi ng Kyrie dito, okay lang, papabait out ako. Mukhang makakita tayo ng opportunity dito sa ONIC PH to abuse the matter na, babalik 200 na naman. Just to abuse the fact na Digi strat yung play ng Aura.
Wini-weather lang dito ng ONIC PH yung ginagawa na side ng Aura habang naman si Hades having the time of his life. And almost mahuhuli na sana doon si Iyak, no? Pero bago mabato yung pana, nakaalis na siya with the BMI.
Sobrang bilis talaga ng pagkakataon dito, Butters. Nakikita mo naman, even Hate getting a lot of gold here and he went for the killing spree. So, okay lang. Pero ang importante dito is bago mo makuha yung purple, patayin mo muna or i-take down mo muna yung si Rafflesia on his Digi. Kasi kapag naka-open si JP rather or pagbuhay siya, makukuha niya agad yung stock with the retribution. Down to 96 gold, pero ganun pa rin yung impact niya. So kailangan mag-ingat dito ni JP na hindi siya
Naku, ang
makapatay.
pinakamalaking lokohan sa balat ng lupa, kapli siya dito, hindi lang Aba, may lamang.
May lamang dito. Oo.
Grabe, hindi na same yung setup dito ng both of the teams. And that's Sonata, nagkabatuhan dito. Pero roughly siya, makakaalis siya. And look at this! Pumasok na dito si Greed. Pero nahuli si JP, and yun yung role ni JP talaga dito. Ang ma-take down. Greed will be caught out in the process as well. That is going to be a double kill para dito kay Kyrie. May opening kay Hate. Nakunin naman dito yung kanyang orange buff, and Dilar, siya naman yung mag-i-stall kahit paano para sa Diggy para nga hindi makatribution yung orange buff dito ni Hate.
At ang laking bagay niya, no? Nakuha ba niya? Nakuha niya! Saktong-sakto yung pagka-respawn. Nice timing para kay JP. At sulit na sulit agad yung pagkapatay niya dito. However, yung going back to what we were talking about earlier, si Kyrie Tol nakakakuha na rin ng kanyang farm. 4-1-5 para sa mage na Selena. So, kapag nakakuha ng Calamity Reaper, or at least going for the burst, Clock of Destiny, mahihirapan lalo dito si Benny Cutie na mag-sustain ng damage, especially for Lord Hades. Kasi ang dami nilang stun, parang ganito.
Pero look at that, Jay being very aggressive at na-takedown na naman dito si Diggy, pero yan talaga yung trabaho niya. So, hindi natin siya masisisi. Ngayon, ang question naman is, ang tagal lang tinutok natin sa ONIC, so let's shift dun sa advantages na nakukuha ng Aura.
Pero nakikita ko dito,
uncontested ang isang Yison Shin.
Indeed. At nakikita naman natin, Yison Shin isa siya sa mga heroes na talagang sobrang umikot sa jungle. While using his passive and also with the retribution, ang bilis niya makakuha ng info as well with his mountain chakra. Pero, kapag naiwanan ng Yison Shin, at kapag nakapwesto siya na maayos, mas mabilis niya mababurst, even yung si Selena. Kahit mas stun siya, pag na-champuhan niyo yung Traceless, andaling i-dodge. And also, hindi pa natin nakikita yung impact dito na hindi nakokontrol si Benny Cutie. Alam naman natin yan every single time na si Benny Cutie yung isang player na talagang mahirap maghanap ng pagkakataon para umatake. Yung surprise factor. Every single time. Nakita natin yung before, hitting the 3-man Blood Ode. Tapos yun yung naging opportunity ng Aura to win every skirmishes.
Ngayon, sabihin na lang natin na napapatch up kasi ng ONIC PH yung nagiging problema nila. Talagang kinukuha nila yung farm doon sa may Diggy. But at the same time, uninterrupted at uncontested yung Aura PH squad dito sa kanilang pagpa-farm. So that means, wala silang sinasagot na kahit ano. At dito si JP, sobrang annoying niya sa mapa. Kahit yung times journey niya, pinipihit niya para lang madagdagan ng extra time dito yung ONIC na i-takedown siya.
Indeed. At kita mo naman yan, talagang trabaho lang, providing information sa side ng Aura PH, kaya nakakapag-farm safely dito si Benny Cutie and also Lord Hades. Hanggat may information ka, kung kahit makadikit ka lang sa isa o dalawang hero, okay na yun eh.
Ngayon, alam mo, ang 15-2 ay isang ilusyon kung makikita mo kung paano gumalaw dito yung Aura PH and Benny Cutie with another play, pero matutumba siya dito with a Death Sonata, and that was a great play coming out from ONIC na minimize nila yung mga possible losses nila and na-punish pa nila dito si Benny Cutie.
That's what I'm talking about. Kyrie 5-1-5 at the moment. Kapag nakapag-farm si Kyrie dito, kahit pumasok si Benny Cutie, mache-check yan. Kahit isang abyssal trap lang, but with the burst from the Garrote and also the Soul Eater, mapupunit ka agad, mapuforce si Benny Cutie na kumuhan agad ng Winter Truncheon. But that's not the issue. Nakita mo natin dito, he's going for the Clock of Destiny plus the Lightning Truncheon combo. He's still going for that burst. Pero it's just a matter of time dito sa side ng ONIC PH. They need to execute their play as soon as possible and play aggressively, just like so. Pero si Greed, again, he knew na, okay, meron tayong information kung nasan yung mga core heroes dito, pwede tayong pumasok sa loob ng tier 2 and ng tier 2 at tier 1 turret.
Tatandaan mo dito, men, ang pinakakalaban ni JP dito yung si Doggy Doo. Yung wolf ni
Pag hinaringar ka niya, yari ka dun.
Kumbaga kasi, yun yung kaaway niya ngayon eh. Kasi tignan mo, ayan lalapitan siya ni Jay. Ngakat ka na siya. Eh, dito si JP, isa siyang ibon. So, ang ginagawa, tweet. Pero nandun, sa may pinakalikod, Lord Hades, nahuli siya dito. Iyakdo going in, trying to go for the execute. At natumba pa rin dito si YSS.
Hindi niya nakita si Benny Cutie na nasa gilid. Kumbaga pagkakataon niyo ng ONIC PH to move forward, pero na-check siya. Hindi niya napansin.
Ito na may ginagawa dito ni Jeo. Sige. Take down mo ako. Gusto ko yan. I-reset mo yung timing. I-reset mo yung death counting, yung bounty mo. Okay yan.
Pero ano rin parang alam din ni JP, hindi. Alam ko, bait to eh. Pag binomba kita, alam ko, babalik sa 200 gold yung bounty ko. Pero okay lang, kita mo yung discipline dito ng Aura PH, just sticking to their role. Your main role is just provide information and mess up the farm of the core. Pero medyo naiiwan dito si JP when it comes to that, kasi nagbigay din siya ng kill earlier, or ng death, ng kill earlier. Pero, na-maintain din naman ng ONIC PH yung ganitong klaseng...
Ay, ito. Ang dami palang animal dito sa larong to. May ibon, may wolf, merong T-Rex.
Meron T-Rex, meron turtle.
Hindi mo makikita yung T-Rex sa isang zoo. Yun yung
Yun lang. Kasi kung kumbaga sa mga first generation ng mga zoo yan, meron pang mga dinosaur.
May zoo na ba nun? Pero iyak na dito. Nahuli ni Benny dito. With another aggressive play, Aura PH, they're tearing apart yung base dito, yung turrets dito, ng side ng ONIC PH. And JP, unrelentless to the point na si Hate ay level 8.
Nako.
It rhymes.
It rhymes. Once na it rhymes, laging pasok yan. Pero kita mo naman, level 8 pa lang si Hate. At yung rest ng Aura PH, looking at the level 11 si Lord Hades, which is yung counterpart ng farm nila. Ito yung binibigay ng Digi.
And that is how uncontested, ladies and gentlemen, yung farm dito ni Hades and Iyakno, siya ang nagiging lifeline or insurance policy para sa ONIC PH na kahit hindi makapag-farm si Hate dahil kinukulit siya, meron tayong isang clone na makakapag-farm at makakapagbigay ng space papaano para kay Granger or kay Hate para makakuha ng konting breathing room.
Indeed. Pero nakikita mo naman yung impact talaga. Kasi since kapag nandyan yung Digi, kailangan mo ng at least 2 or 3 heroes, especially sa early game, para ma-contain. So, kapag meron 3 heroes, nahahati yung experience. And that's one of the reasons why na ang baba ng level nila. Pero kailangan mo pa rin kontrolin yan. Hindi mo hahayaan na makapaglagay ng bomba, pati ma-pull out ka ng, ng second skill niya. So, yun yung nagiging risk. Kaya, highly contested pa rin talaga, highly banned dito yung Digi.
Uy, pero nakikita mo ito, yung ginagawa nila, pana, tapos sinesetapan ng trap, si Grid dito, nahuli sa may likod, pero makakali siya with the Honor Brilliance, benefit dito, Blood tinama sa pader, and the welcoming committee, pero nun sa may pinakalikod si Raflesia, tanking all the damage in the world na binabato dito ng side ng ONIC PH. May nahuli si Kuya Grid, na-stun siya dito, pero nandun sa may likod. Ladies and gentlemen, Aura PH, inaagaw nila dito yung purple buff ng ONIC PH. Jay trying to fight, Kyrie trying to fight. Tignan natin kung mapipigilan nila dito si Benny Cutie. And the Winter Truncheon, ladies and gentlemen, will be used. Pero kakayanin pa rin ang damage output ng ONIC dito na pigilan kahit papano ang isang Benny Cutie. Once si Lord Hades, pipilitin niya sana si Dilar, pero hindi din siya sure kung nasaan yung ibang members ng ONIC, kaya titigilan niya na.
Titigilin niya talaga muna. Pero ang ganda ng positioning dito ng ONIC PH. They took advantage of that choke point. Okay, sige, gusto niyo lumaban dito. Benecuted did his best para masustain, pero yung prioritization ng ONIC PH just really aiming for the main core. Pero dito sa may bottom lane, Raflesia just trying to be annoying, trying to provide information where is the rest of ONIC PH. Since alam na nila na nasa baba yung ONIC, nakita natin yung sa minimap, sa top lane, sinusubukan pa rin ni Lord Hades na makakuha ng farm na kailangan niya. 0-1-4 at the moment, pero kapag nakapagbili pa ng oras dito yung Aura PH, for sure, lalamang sila once we have reached the 15-minute mark.
Tingin mo ba dito, TDZ, na kailangan i-focus ni Grid si Dilar? Kasi si Dilar 307, hindi pa siya namamatay.
Si Grid talaga dyan, ito yung tinatawag natin na power spike. Kumbaga si Dilar, mahirap siyang hulihin kasi lagi siya nasa backlines most of the time, or at least ang main role kasi ni Dilar is hulihin dito si Benny Cutie. So kapag nagkaroon ng opportunity dito si Grid na i-burst out using the carrier's assaults, mahihirapan pa rin siya kasi ang dami pa rin disabled ng ONIC PH. If you want to use the carrier's assault bursts, mawawalan ka ng opportunity na makapag-order of Brilliant. So magiging risky. So ang kailangan nilang gawin dito to counter Dilar or at least control Dilar is pumasok muna si Benny Cutie. Gamitin nyo muna yung Detona's Welcome para for sure na hindi matatrap o hindi matuwigilan ng ONIC o ng Aura yung Detona's Welcome nila.
At meron tayong laban na nakikita ngayon, sumasali si Lord. And iniikot-ikutan ni Lord eh. Parang sa nagsasaling ket-ket si Lord. Si Grid ka, munti ka natamaan ng pana. Pero si Grid doon ang pinaka-main target dito ng side ng Aura PH. Aura will take him down. And Jay dito try to take down Grid. Pero Grid mabubuhay. JP with the time's journey. What a play coming out from Aura PH. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Indeed. At kitang-kita mo naman, saktong-sakto, binate lang ni JP yung kanyang kakampi. Pero nung at the right moment, nahaampas, yung tatapak na si Dilar, hindi talaga niya binigyan ng pagkakataon. Saktong time's journey. And also with the shields, that is enough. That's the strength of the DG composition, mga kaibigan. Talagang timing lang ang hinahanap niya. But that gave a lot of opportunities sa Aura PH to move forward. Look at the net worth. 31,000.8 sa side ng ONIC at 36.3 naman sa Aura. Ang laki pa ng lamang nila. And looking at the count, the count of turrets, lamang na lamang pa rin ng Aura PH with the vision na binibigay dito ni JP.
Tingnan mo kung gano'n ka-uncontested yung farm dito kay Lord Hades. Naka-BOD na siya. Naka-endless battle pa. Tapos pa-proceed na siya sa third item niya. JP dito may fleeting time na din and 123.4, so much for the KDA dito ng isang JP. Pero what matters most is manalo sila. And look at this, JP times journey, ginamit niya, Dilar going in. Pero Dilar, hindi niya kinakaya yung damage output na meron dito, yung side ng Aura.
Kinain niya.
Yung pala yung sound effects na ginagawa mo. Nahuli nila dito si Raflesia. Pero nagawa pa rin ng Aura PH yung goal nila at yung objective nila doon was to break in doon sa base ng ONIC PH. ONIC PH, they're doing a great job, but sadly, napaka-behind dito ng farm nung iba nilang mga cores. So that only means na magkakaroon talaga ng certain advantage yung Aura dito in terms of dealing the damage output. Kasi magaganda din naman yung pinipili ng ONIC. But still, kapag ka nagkatutukan na at sila yung natamaan, mas malaki yung nararamdaman nila.
I agree. At nako, mukhang tumama dito yung araw at mukhang mababurst out dito sa grid. But no. But going back to what you mentioned earlier, I completely agree. Objective is the main of the game. Pagkapasok or pagkakuha ni ng Lord, dumiretso kaagad. Isa sa mga malulupit na team ang Aura PH. The reason why I said that is because kaya nilang magtahi-tahi ng objective. Alam nila kung ano yung susunod na gagawin nila. And kahit merong loss, kahit merong namamatay na membro nila, it's 4 versus 5. Pero nananalo pa rin sila because of the objectives and also kinakapitalize nila yung lamang nila every single time.
So, sabihin magaling sila mag-cross-stitch.
Cross-stitch. Yung tahi. Running stitch. Kasi nagtatakbuhan din sila eh. Kumbaga,
madami kang alam na stitch ah.
Oo, hindi lang yan alam ko, tol.
Malupit ka
marami talaga.
Malupit ka
sa tahian, kumbaga.
PLE.
Yan. Mga araling panlupi, mga
kalimunan, yun eh, parang kapagpas ng civic. Paano ka matututo ng tahi doon?
History. Since El Clasico itong inaano natin.
El Clasico, yan. Makikita mo kaya sa araling panlipunan to. ONIC PH versus Aura PH.
Soon tingin ko, ramdam ko eh.
Tignan natin, still. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. JP dito, still taking a lot of shots dito for the side ng Aura. And gumagamit ng Aura ng resources to take him, yung ONIC pala to take him down. But still, the fact remains, I think at this point si JP pwede na siyang magpahinga sa pagpapa-feed.
No. Well, pwede rin yan eh. Kung sakaling nag-safety dito si JP, merong option na gano'n na early game magpapa-feed ka, then pag abot ng late game hindi ka magpapa-feed. Tingin ko hindi siya magpapa-feed dito kapag umabot na tayo or kapag nakapatay si JP rather, or kapag 6-pack na yung lahat ng kalaban, yung ONIC PH. Pero as long as hindi siya namamatay or hindi siya nakakapatay, he will continue doing it. And also, giving that information is really vital para sa side ng Aura PH dito. And given the fact na hindi na kailangan na i-force out yung Mountain Shocker para lang providing information, pwede niyang gamitin agad yun. Pwede gamitin agad ng Aura PH yun just to disable yung kapag nag-group up na sila sa team fight.
And JP dito, ginagawa niya to actually to get vision eh.
Oo, vision lang talaga.
I-vision niya yung teammates niya na dito manggagaling yung ONIC. Magko-contest sila dito. And alam naman ng ONIC kung ano ginagawa ng Aura ngayon eh. Obviously, but right now, Mountain Shocker na doon sa may pinakalikod at walang malapit na member dito for the side of ONIC. And that's going to be Aura getting the Lord Dilar dito. Na-reverse time siya. At may bomba pa. Iyak dito will be the target for Benny Cutie pero makapag-BMI out. Dilar, ang daming damage na tinitake dito, Raflesia. Binibreak pa, ladies and gentlemen, yung kanyang regeneration and kaya dito, tama yung sinabi mo, Tads. That is going to be a running Selena Benny Cutie in range, sticker pa, and that is going to be a shutdown on the Selena.
Ang ganda na ginagawa dito ni JP. Again, yung ikot niya, yung spinning, it cancels regeneration in recall eh. So kapag nahuli ka sa AOE dito ni Diggy, nung kahit patay siya, hindi ka makakatakas. So wala kang opportunity para makatakas, and that will go for a sandwich play.
And Lord Hades nandito sa area, Dilar trying to use Daytona's welcome. And let us see kung mapipigilan ng ONIC PH ang pag-push ng Aura. Wala ng Lord Yakno going down. Lord Hades jumping in. Tignan natin, merong minions na nandun. Jay with the 2-man knock-off, pero that wouldn't matter as they catch Yakno. Yakno goes down. Aura dito wins convincingly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is another Diggy strategy para sa Aura PH. And this winning moment, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only $13,999.
Tol, kita mo naman talaga, isa sa mga kinakainisan ko kapag nag-RG ako, or kahit sino tingin ko yung Diggy, ganito ka-effective ang Diggy. Early game to late game, times journey, perfect usage para sa side ng Aura PH, at yun yung ginawa nilang pang bait. Kahit sabihin natin na 4 versus 5, pero as long as nakakapag-farm yung core nila, hindi na iwanan, hindi na contest, that's already a win.
That is already a win. I agree with you, Tads. And ang daming pwedeng mangyari sa game number 2. Pero bago tayo dumako doon, ipapasa muna natin to sa ating resident analyst na si Wolf. Wolf, alam ko marami kang masasabi dito para sa laban na to. Bakit nga ba natalo ang ONIC PH?
What a great reminder kung sino nga ba ang nagpauso ng feeding Diggy strategy. And this time mukhang totally different level na pinapakita ng Aura PH with this strategy, winning game number 1. My name is Wolf, your analyst. Let's break down game number 1 between Aura and ONIC, the El Clasico. By the way, the following post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. And we already talked about the stats, and you know what it is. Sobrang significant nga lang mga kaibigan na si JP on this Diggy getting just literally 1 kill. Ibig sabihin, isang beses lang na-reset yung kanyang streak. Also means na effective talaga ang Diggy strategy. Also, ang magandang i-take note dito ay yung iba pang mga kinuha ng Aura PH to secure their Diggy strategy. Sobrang dali tignan ng Diggy strategy by focusing just on the Diggy. But in fact, you focus on other of the members o yung iba niya pang kakampi. For example, itong Alice as well as this Baksha, the side lanes for Aura PH. The main reason kung bakit gusto mo mag-feeding Diggy strategy is to overload when it comes to the farm. Pigilan yung kalaban mo na makapag-farm, tapos yung side lanes mo dapat nakakapag-push. At lahat ng yon, literally lahat ng check boxes na yon, na check ng Aura PH. For ONIC PH, kinuha nila yung Selena na isa sa mga heroes na paboritong kunin din ng Aura. And then they paired up with Popol and Koopa, tapos Granger. So kung titignan mo agad yung mid lane trio na yon, ang bilis mag-take ng jungle dahil meron kang traps, meron kang damage ni Koopa, tapos meron kang Granger. Very quick dapat sila mag-take ng jungle. However, ang nangyari, kung may Diggy strategy, feeding Diggy strategy ang kalaban, checkmate. Wala kang magagawa. Hindi mo ma-maximize yung jungle taking potential. At yun naging dahilan kung bakit effective ang Diggy strat na to mula sa Aura PH. Let's watch that later. But those following, those post-game statistics are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. At by the way, sa mga nanonood ngayon, lalong-lalo na those who tune in, lalo dito sa ating post-game analysis segment, meron kayong chance manalo ng treasure box or skin na worth 599 diamonds. All you have to do is enter through this QR code our live watching rewards, which by the way, only the first 30,000 entries ang makakasama. So, magmadali na kayo and hope you get it. Why don't we watch the highlights of the match of game number 1 of the El Clasico, as these game highlights are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. And lagi natin sinasabi, hindi naman pwedeng makakita tayo ng Aura PH game tapos walang Diggy strategy. And I mean, most teams just banned out the Diggy against Aura PH. Yung ONIC, they kind of thought na kung pwede silang makanakaw ng Selena mula sa Aura PH, and Kyrie was amazing by the way, this particular game. However, hindi talaga naging maganda yung game para kay Hate. If you're looking at the Barat sa side lane, isang hero na siguro ang pwede lang makapatay coming out from Aura is the Lunox na latter stage of the game. But overall, ang ONIC PH, what they have are solid side lanes din naman. Pero magkakaroon kasi ng clash around the purple buff area later on, and we'll get to see how genius Aura PH is at kung paano nga nila kabisado itong Digi strategy, feeding Digi strategy. That jump coming out from Iakno, ang ganda sana, pero hindi nila napatay agad si Lord Hades. Nandito si Hate na, technically speaking, alam mo yung worst feeling for sure. I mean, any other marksman jungler dyan for sure ay sinusumpa. I guess that's a best term, ang pagkakaroon ng Digi strategy. So this is one of those purple buff fights around the area ng ONIC PH na lagi nakukuha ng Aura. Tapos si Benny Cutie was so phenomenal on this. And I think that he will die eventually. Pero yung kanyang impact, dahil si Lord Hades nakapag-farm, you have tabs doon sa ating Claude with Renchain being there para hindi siya makapag-farm. And then this particular fight. Si Greed, nagpahabol sa ONIC PH and nag-overcommit ang ONIC.